Chapter 5049. Seeing so many people kill, Long Chen sighed in his heart. There is no way to be afflicted with bad luck. No matter whether it is low-key or high-profile, there will always be idiots. In the face of the Shuangmai Tianxing level powerhouse, and they are the Jinwu clan, Long Chen dare not keep it. They are also Shuangmai Tianxing. Their strength is much stronger than the Shuangmai Tianxing of the four major gods. The two can't be compared with each other. Long Chen took a deep breath, or if he didn't make a move, if he wanted to make a move, he had to kill all of them, and a living mouth could not be left, otherwise it would be exposed. Just as Long Chen was about to summon the dragon's blood to fight, suddenly a milky white divine light fell, shrouding Long Chen, and the powerhouses of the Jinwu clan hit the divine light and were all ejected. Whether it was Long Chen or the powerhouses of the Golden Crow clan, they were all taken aback. They looked up at the same time, and at some point, a huge 10,000 dragon nest was suspended above their heads. The Wanlong nest exudes a milky white divine splendor, which makes it look sacred and magnificent, but it does not give people any pressure. Even Long Chen didn't notice when it was suspended above everyone's heads. That divine brilliance shot out of Wanlong's nest and protected Long Chen. At that moment, Long Chen was stunned, and he couldn't think of anyone who would help him at this time. White Dragon Clan, what do you mean? The old man of the Jinwu clan couldn't help roaring as he looked at Wanlong's nest. The White Dragon Clan? Long Chen was stunned. At this moment, a middle-aged beautiful woman walked out of Wanlong's nest. When the beautiful woman appeared, Long Chen couldn't help but feel mad. This beautiful woman looks around 40 years old. Although she is old, her demeanor is not diminished, her beauty is still the same, and she even has a more mature charm and profound wisdom than ordinary young women. The woman stepped down from Wanlong's nest, and Long Chen suddenly felt the vast power of the gods coming. Although she could not see her cultivation, Long Chen was sure that her strength was far above the ancestors of the Long family. Long Chen did not expect here, unexpectedly encountered such a terrifying existence. After the battle of Long Chen, he was targeted by the ancestors of the Long family. If it wasn't for Chen Kuan-ding, Long Chen would already be a corpse. Afterwards, Long Chen asked Chen Kuan-ding if he had a chance of winning against the ancestors of the Shanglong family in his heyday. Chen Kuan-ding told Long Chen, "Don't think about it, he didn't have a single point. When he met a strong man of this level, he would be the first thing to do. Run as far as you can." Because between the Shuangmai Tianxing and the Sanmai Tianxing, it is no longer a superposition of quantity, but a qualitative change. The power of the Sanmai Tianxing gathers together and condenses into a rope, and the power becomes extremely terrifying. Before Long Chen has advanced to immortality, he must not fight with such a strong man, otherwise he is courting death. Along the way, Long Chen still thought that he should never encounter a powerhouse of this level. As a result, he encountered it before he reached the Cold Sky territory, and it was a more terrifying existence than the ancestors of the Long family. Long Chen's heart suddenly mentioned his throat, but when he saw a group of young people walking out from behind the beautiful woman, there was a woman in white, and Long Chen immediately understood. That woman was none other than Buying Xue, the princess of the White Dragon clan whom Long Chen met when he collected the emperor scales at the Dragon Burial Land. At this time, Buying Xue also looked at Long Chen, blinked at him, and then stopped looking at him. Obviously, all this was arranged by Buying Xue. When the beautiful middle-aged woman stepped down from Wanlong's nest, the arrogant arrogance of the Jinwu clan suddenly disappeared, replaced by a look of terror. Like Long Chen, they never expected to meet such a terrifying existence. "Senior, our Golden Crow clan is resolving our personal grievances. I hope Senior will not hinder us." The Shuangmai Tianxing of the Golden Crow clan bowed to the middle-aged beautiful woman. At this time, the strong people of the Jinwu clan did not even dare to breathe, and there was no arrogance just now, and even when they spoke, they looked like they were pleading. "Oh, personal grievances? I want to see, how can my dragon clan get into any grievances with your Jinwu clan?" The middle-aged beautiful woman looked at Long Chen, and then looked at the strong men of the Jinwu clan. Indifferently. The people of the Dragon Clan? How is this possible? The strong men of the Jinwu clan looked at Long Chen in disbelief. At that moment, Long Chen understood that Bai Yingxue begged the woman to support Long Chen, and Bai Yingxue knew that Long Chen was pregnant with dragon blood. Because of the same clan, that woman stood out for Long Chen, so it was understandable. However, Long Chen didn't expect that he and Bai Yingxue had only one relationship with Bai Yingxue, and Bai Yingxue would actually help him like this. Besides, he was not really a dragon, but only with dragon blood. Do you think I read it wrong? Come on, child, show him. The middle-aged beautiful woman looked at Long Chen and said. Long Chen was suddenly a little embarrassed. Do you want to show the dragon's blood? Isn't it all revealed now? At this time, Bai Yingxue blinked at Long Chen again. Long Chen was blinded for a while. He knew that Bai Yingxue was hinting at him, but Long Chen didn't know what she meant. Idiot, haven't you been healed by the White Dragon family? The power of the Emperor's blood also covers the divine power. You only need to condense the divine power together and imitate the breath of the White Dragon family. This is not for you. It's difficult. This time even Qiankuan Cauldron couldn't stand it anymore. It was only then that Long Chen remembered that when he was in Wanlong's nest, he received the healing and recovery of the Wanlong nest of the White Dragon clan, and absorbed a lot of the power of the White Dragon clan in his body. However, after the blood of Emperor Scale entered Long Chen's body, all the power of dragon blood in Long Chen's body was infected, either assimilated or eliminated. The sacred power of the Bailong family was assimilated. Thinking of this, Long Chen suddenly understood that he didn't need Bai Yingxue to remind him again, and he was full of confidence. You look good, what is this? Long Chen stretched out a big hand and waved to the strong men of the Jinwu clan. The powerhouses of the Jinwu clan looked at Long Chen's hand and the flames flowed, but they didn't see any problems and couldn't help but say, no matter how you look at it, this is also the hand of the human race. Don't worry, look at my left hand in slow motion, right hand. Snapped. After Long Chen waved his left hand, he suddenly stretched out his right hand, and he waved it so casually. On Long Chen's big hand, the scales that were as white as jade appeared, and they slapped on the face of the old Jinwu clan, and gave him a slap. Pumped out. These Jinwu clan powerhouses stared at Long Chen's hand with two big eyes. How could they think that Long Chen was so damaged? This big mouth was extremely strong. Although Long Chen's movements were gentle and did not use all his strength, the old man was also caught off guard and did not have any warning. This slap made half of the old man's face bloody and bloody. At that moment, even the powerhouses of the White Dragon clan were stunned. Chapter 50-50. Long Chen's slap went down, and all the Jinwu clan powerhouses were angry. Long Chen's slap was not on the face of that person, but on the face of the entire Jinwu clan, and he didn't bully people like that. What are you? If I don't show it, how will you know my identity? Long Chen hurriedly said. The old man who was slapped by Long Chen was so angry that his face was distorted and his face was twisted and deformed. He had never suffered such a useless feeling in his life, and he would kill Long Chen with a roar. However, as soon as he moved, the middle-aged beautiful woman of the White Dragon clan raised her hand, and she didn't see any magical powers being used by her, and the old man of the Golden Crow clan couldn't move for a moment. Long Chen's heart froze. He has also encountered this trick before, but the middle-aged beautiful woman's movements are gentle, sending and receiving from her heart, and her strength is not leaked. The woman's strength is too strong. Senior, are you going to declare war on my Jinwu clan? But no matter how angry he was, he still wanted to call the other party a senior, and he didn't dare to make trouble at all. This child is just showing off the power of the Dragon clan. I want you to believe it. In fact, there is no malicious intent. The middle-aged beautiful woman said. No offense? It's not malicious to slap the face like this, so what is malicious? This explanation is too far-fetched. The palm he hit just now did not use the power of flame. It is pure blood power. With your strength, you should be able to feel that it belongs to the sacred power of my White Dragon clan. The middle-aged beautiful woman said lightly. Then you can't beat people? This is clearly bullying. A disciple of the Golden Crow clan said with grief and indignation. That's right, he also killed 2 of our clansmen before, one of which was the arrogance that our Jinwu clan focused on training. This matter must not end like this. Another Shuangmai Tianxing of the Jinwu clan seems to have finally found an excuse to be angry. Can't beat people? Can't kill people? It's obviously a group of you who stopped me and put me to death, so I can't resist? Are you all shit in your mind? Long Chen sneered. Long Chen snorted coldly in his heart, a group of idiots who don't know what to do. If it weren't for the arrival of the White Dragon family, none of you would want to live. Who gave you the courage to clamor here? When hearing this, the beautiful middle-aged woman who had always had an indifferent face suddenly changed her expression, and then a violent aura rose. Boom! The space roared and exploded, and all the strong men of the Jinwu clan present were locked by terrifying power, and the violent coercion made them feel that their bones were about to be crushed. Senior, calm down. The Shuangmai Tianxing, who was first imprisoned by a middle-aged beautiful woman, pleaded with difficulty, but as soon as he said a few words, he had to keep his mouth shut, because the terrifying pressure made his body burst open, and he had to full resistance. You guys are so brave, you dare to ambush the disciples of my White Dragon clan. This is to kill people and make more money. Okay, since your Jinwu clan wants to declare war on my White Dragon clan, then use your heads as a war book. That's it. The middle-aged beautiful woman changed from the dignified and graceful before. Her face was cold and stern, and murderous intent surged in her eyes. From the beginning to the end, the middle-aged beautiful woman did not show her real strength, but in front of her, the strong men of the Golden Crow were as small as ants. Life and death were all in the middle-aged beautiful woman's mind. Long Chen felt the terrifying pressure and couldn't help trembling. This middle-aged beautiful woman is the most terrifying existence that Long Chen has seen so far. Misunderstanding, misunderstanding. Seeing the middle-aged beautiful woman's face full of murderous intent, the Shuangmai Tianxing of the Jinwu clan was so frightened that his face turned green, and he quickly apologized. In fact, this is indeed their fault. Of course, if Long Chen is an ordinary person, this kind of fault does not matter. But Long Chen was crowned as the White Dragon clan, so this was a big mistake. Whether it was the Golden Crow clan or the White Dragon clan, they were both super terrifying existences, and they regarded dignity and glory more than anything else. The Jinwu clan ambushed the disciples of the White Dragon clan, delusionally trying to snatch the fire of the sun on him. If this kind of thing is not done well, it will provoke a dispute between the two major races. Together, this kind of dispute will make the whole world tremble. Misunderstanding? Tell me, what kind of misunderstanding is this? If you can't explain it clearly, don't blame me for being ruthless. The middle-aged beautiful woman said coldly. As she spoke, the middle-aged beautiful woman restrained her coercion slightly. At this time, the strong men of the Jinwu clan were amnesty, and their tense bodies relaxed in an instant. The old man-headed hurriedly said, "That's it, Dan Gu received news that there was a person who controlled the fire of the sun, and it was suspected that he had captured the fire of the origin of my disciples of the Golden Crow, so." In a hurry, the old man hurriedly pulled out the Brahma Pill Valley. In fact, the Brahma Pill Valley just told them the news, but did not mention the suspected part. He deliberately gave himself a step down. You can pull it down. The fire of my son is obtained from the ancient Fusang tree in the ancient secret realm. It is completely different from the fire of your inheritance. It is necessary to have some basic common sense when making up stories, okay? Long Chen sneered and directly exposed his lie. There is indeed a huge difference between Long Chen's sunfire and the Jinwu clan's sunfire. Whether in terms of color, fluctuation, or shape, there are essential differences. Not to mention the Jinwu clan, even people who have a certain understanding of flames can tell it at a glance. This excuse can also be said, do you think others are fools? We just lost an elite disciple last month, and his fire of life was taken away. We were shocked and angry when we heard the news of your excellency, and then we killed it. We were so excited that we didn't distinguish carefully. It's really a misunderstanding. The old man hurriedly added. Just as Long Chen was about to retort, the middle-aged beautiful woman said, "Is it a misunderstanding? You know it well. Since you said it was a misunderstanding, then I will take it as a misunderstanding." Hearing what the middle-aged beautiful woman said, The old man of the Jinwu clan suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. Although the Jinwu clan might not be afraid of the White Dragon clan, he did not want to become cannon fodder when the two behemoths competed. Besides, the Jinwu clan and the Bailong clan have always been well-watered and never committed river water. If a sunfire seed causes a war between the two clans, when the time comes to know the reason, they will not be stripped alive. Thank you for your understanding, senior, and the junior bids farewell. The old man of the Jinwu clan hurriedly bowed to the middle-aged beautiful woman, and then took the people away so carefully. I have to say that they were very unlucky. They lost a son of destiny and were slapped in the face, and they had to thank them. When the strong man of the Jinwu clan left, the middle-aged beautiful woman looked at Long Chen, and at that moment, Long Chen's heart suddenly tightened. Chapter 50-51. When the middle-aged beautiful woman looked at Long Chen, the power of dragon blood hidden in Long Chen's body flowed rapidly in an instant, and Long Chen couldn't suppress it at all. At that moment, Long Chen seemed to be seen through by the middle-aged beautiful woman. Sure enough, after the middle-aged beautiful woman glanced at Long Chen, she nodded, "Let's go together." After speaking, the middle-aged beautiful woman turned around and walked towards Wanlong's nest, and the other strong men of the White Dragon clan also walked towards Wanlong's nest. While Long Chen was still hesitating, Buying Shue had come to Long Chen's side and whispered, "Let's go, don't worry, we won't hurt you." Long Chen smiled bitterly, "I know, you won't hurt me, but I'm afraid I will hurt you." Long Chen is going to mix into the Cold Sky territory. If Brahma Pill Valley knows afterward, Long Chen is mixed in with the White Dragon family, and he will definitely cause great trouble for the White Dragon family in the future. Harm people. Come together, I have something to tell you. At this time, the middle-aged beautiful woman who had already walked away suddenly said. Hearing what the middle-aged beautiful woman said, Long Chen no longer hesitated, and followed Buying Shue to Wanlong's nest. After entering Wanlong's nest slowly flew up and continued to fly forward. Entering Wanlong's nest, Long Chen discovered that there were millions of Bailong disciples in Wanlong's nest. When Long Chen came in, countless pairs of eyes stared at Long Chen from the holes. Fortunately, these eyes are full of curiosity, and there is no hostility. When Long Chen entered the core of Wanlong nest, there was a huge cave. When they came to the entrance of the cave, everyone else retreated, and when Long Chen was sent here, Buying Shue also stopped. You two come in together. At this time, the voice of the middle-aged beautiful woman came from inside the cave. Buying Shue walked into the cave with Long Chen. When the two entered the cave, a barrier suddenly appeared behind them, isolating the cave from the outside world. This cave house is extremely spacious, yet extremely simple. Except for a slightly delicate building in the core area, the surrounding area is empty. When he came to the platform, Long Chen found that he could see everything outside Wanlong's nest. At this time, Wanlong's nest was slowly galloping across the mountains and rivers. Because it was too stable, if he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he wouldn't have felt it at all. It's galloping. Compared with Long Chen's flying boat, this Wanlong nest is too comfortable. Long Chen secretly cried out that it was a pity. At the beginning, he also collected a lot of Wanlong nest, but all of them were thrown into the chaotic space and decomposed. Otherwise, if nothing else, just this comfortable flying state and domineering form is enough to scare away countless people. If Long Chen can control a 10,000 dragon's nest, there will be no such troubles. Sit down. On the platform, the middle-aged beautiful woman sat cross-legged, and with a wave of her jade hand, a futon flew out and landed in front of Long Chen's feet. Long Chen and Buying Shue are two people, and there is only one futon. Long Chen is embarrassed to sit, and he declined. The junior should stand and listen to the senior's lecture. The middle-aged beautiful woman smiled slightly and said, "Sit down. The youngest dean of the dignified Lingshao Academy is qualified to sit on an equal footing with me." When Long Chen heard it, it seemed that this middle-aged beautiful woman must know her origin. Long Chen couldn't help but look at Buying Shue with a little embarrassment. Buying Shue smiled slightly, and the jade hand pushed him gently, indicating that he should sit down and leave her alone. Long Chen had to sit down, but in the face of such a terrifying powerhouse, Long Chen did not dare to be too presumptuous, and sat upright so as not to lose his courtesy. As the dean of Lingxiao Academy, but you have to rush to the Cold Sky territory, are you going to make a scene in the Skyfire Demon territory? The middle-aged beautiful woman looked at Long Chen and said, I have this idea, so I don't want to join the nobles' team, so as not to later. Long Chen told the truth. The middle-aged beautiful woman smiled slightly and said, It doesn't matter. In fact, this time I brought half of the disciples of the White Dragon clan to the Heavenly Fire Demon domain, and I also wanted to show down with the Brahma Pill Valley. Long Chen was stunned. Please forgive the ignorance of the boy, I failed to understand the meaning of the predecessors. Long Chen really didn't understand. Since he received an invitation from Brahma Pill Valley, he was a guest of Brahma Pill Valley, and his relationship with Brahma Pill Valley was unusual. What does this showdown mean? The middle-aged beautiful woman didn't explain directly. She said, Introduce yourself first, by Yingxian, the Long Guard of the White Dragon clan. Long Chen was taken aback. A captain has such strength, and the strength of the White Dragon family is too terrible. Long Chen hurriedly clasped his fists and said, Disrespectful and disrespectful, seemingly seeing Long Chen's thoughts. Bang Xue added, The White Dragon family has never liked to conquer, but they also need the power to protect themselves, and the White Dragon family has the strongest elite team, which is called Long Wei. And the position of Long Guard Chief, in fact, in our White Dragon clan, is the only existence of the patriarch. It was only then that Long Chen suddenly realized that it turned out that Long Wei was not a team leader. I went, and I was almost scared to pee. If a team leader had such strength, then Brahma Pill Valley would have to take a detour when seeing the Bai Long family. Long Chen hurriedly clasped his fists again. Disrespectful and disrespectful, Bai Yingxian smiled slightly and said, Dean Long Chen, don't be polite, you have the blood of the emperor, that is the highest bloodline of our dragon clan, to put it bluntly, we are all a family. In addition, our Bai Long clan has been targeted by Brahma Pill Valley all these years, and at the same time, we have been excluded from the same clan. Do you have a grudge with Brahma Pill Valley? Long Chen was stunned, and he didn't expect that there would be unexpected gains. Bai Yingxian nodded, and then shared a secret. It turned out that the Brahma Pill Valley was so powerful that it was not only the overlord of the human race, but also extended its big hand into other races. Whether it is the demon race, the monster race, the blood race, the spirit race, the nether race, the U race, etc., as long as it is a powerful race, it is almost impossible to get rid of their presence. Even the Dragon Clan is no exception. When Emperor Heaven was closed, Brahma Pill Valley began to focus on the Dragon Clan, and they began to infiltrate the Dragon Clan. Because Brahma Pill Valley has refined countless medicinal pills for cultivation based on the talents and cultivation methods of the major races to tempt the Dragon Clan to join them. But the powerful dragons are arrogant, they disdain to use the things of the human race, and they will not change their cultivation methods for countless years. However, there are some weak dragons who can't stand the temptation. They cooperate with Brahma Pill Valley with an attitude of trying. As a result, this attempt does not matter. The dragons are already strong. As a result, some originally weak dragon races began to rise rapidly, while other dragon races couldn't help but be moved when they saw this, and began to gradually fall to Brahma Pill Valley, and even some dragon race disciples turned out to be followers of Great Brahma. Our Dragon Clan only believes in the Chaos Dragon Emperor. From our point of view, Brahma Pill Valley's actions are provoking our entire Dragon Clan, which is unbearable for us. Having said this, Bai Yingxuan's face became cold and stern. When he got up, his eyes were filled with murderous intent. Chapter 50-52 Through Bai Yingxuan's continued narration, this behavior of Brahma Pill Valley touched the bottom line of the Dragon Clan, which was the most unbearable thing for the Dragon Clan. This is like the original Minglong clan, who betrayed the Dragon Clan and turned to the Emperor of the Underworld. At that time, there was a monstrous wave in the Dragon Clan, causing countless Dragon Clans to start chasing and killing the Minglong clan. Although the Dragon races are also fighting constantly, they all have a consensus in their hearts, that is, the god of their faith is the Chaos Dragon Emperor, which is the supreme authority of their dragon race, and no one can shake it. If the betrayal of the Minglong clan back then was an emergency, then the infiltration of Pill Valley now is a conspiracy that boils frogs in warm water. Through the medicinal pills, they lured the Dragon Clan to rebel little by little, so that the Dragon Clan was torn apart and finally belonged to his subordinates, allowing them to command. In Bai Yingshuan's words, the medicine pill in Brahma Pill Valley is a poison. Although it improves the cultivation speed of the dragon race, it also wears down the will and soul of the dragon race. When a dragon bows to others in order to improve its strength, it is still a dragon. However, although countless dragon powerhouses have seen this step, they all know that cooperation with Brahma Pill Valley will eventually lead to an accident one day. But seeing others do it and doing it myself, that kind of unease and guilt will be reduced a lot, whether it's ignoring one's ears or deceiving oneself or deceiving others, but this has already formed a trend. Anyone who doesn't use pills will fall behind others, but using pills is equivalent to being controlled by others. Now they have a good relationship with pills and can buy pills from pills. But once one day, Pill Valley raised the price of pills, and they who had a great dependence on pills would be slowly hollowed out by Brahma Pill Valley. Even if Pill Valley asks them to do anything, they have to do it whether they want to or not. If they don't do it, Pill Valley will cut off the supply of medicine pills to them, and they will become extremely uncomfortable. It seems that Pill Valley has played a big game. They want to control the whole world through medicinal pills. Long Chen said, "From this point of view, the strength of Pill Valley is not only on the surface. Those forces that rely on their medicinal pill supply may become his thugs in the future." That's right, Dan Gu is playing a big game. He wants to control the whole world through medicinal pills. We don't care about other races, but our dragon race, from ancient times to the present, can only control our destiny. In the past, Brahma Pill Valley invited my White Dragon Clan to participate in the grand event, but our White Dragon Clan refused, which made Brahma Pill Valley dissatisfied, and began to encourage other Dragon Clan to target my White Dragon Clan. What a loss to my White Dragon Clan, but it makes people extremely angry. This time, I brought half the disciples of the Bailong clan into the Heavenly Fire Demon realm, just to show down with the Brahma Pill Valley, and none of us, including this Wanlong nest, thought of taking them back. Bai Yingxian said. Long Chen listened to Bai Yingshuan's words, and his eyes were full of shock. What does the Bailong family mean? Is this to defend one's own dignity with death? This is too crazy, right? Having said that, Bai Yingxian sighed and said, Dean Long Chen, you don't know, this world needs someone who can sound the alarm. We white dragons are not that great, and we have never thought of saving the world, but we need to sound the alarm for the dragons. Senior, is it so serious? Long Chen couldn't help asking. It may be more serious than you think, and you don't know the origin of the Brahma Pill Valley, and you don't know the ancient secrets, you don't know the cause and effect. And although I know, that thing is hidden in the depths of the blood and soul, and it cannot be said, otherwise it will bring disaster to the White Dragon family, and it will also harm you. I say this, just need you to know that we are worthy of your trust, and at the same time, we are not afraid of your involvement. Bai Yingxian said. Long Chen's heart was beating wildly. It seems that this world hides too many secrets, and what he has come into contact with is just the tip of the iceberg. And there are too many secrets, too much involvement, not to mention Bai Yingxian, even the Qinkuan Cauldron, which is one of the top 10 chaotic artifacts, still has many things that cannot be said. In this case, let us share the same hatred. Anyway, when I come to Tianhua Demon Realm this time, I must play a little bigger, otherwise, I'm sorry for my dead Wujiang brother. Long Chen clenched his fist and said, Speaking of Xing Wujiang, Long Chen's heart was full of hatred. As Bai Yingxian said, no matter where he was, there was the figure of Brahma Pill Valley. They are like a shit stick who wants to stir up their affairs. When Long Chen and the others tried to retake the First Academy, they were often obstructed by them, and even the Brahma God map was used. Now that I heard Bai Yingshuan's remarks, the feelings are all over the 9 days and 10 places, and all the forces that do not submit to the Brahma Pill Valley will be targeted by them. These guys are really disgusting. Okay, since you are disgusting Lao Tzu is also disgusting and disgusting you, isn't it just plain? Lao Tzu accompanies you and explains it in a sentence from Longchen. Playing with you is not the purpose is to kill you. When you carry this scale on your body, it will cover up your original aura. Moreover, when you use the dragon's supernatural powers, it will also have the aura of the White Dragon clan, so you are not afraid of being recognized. As she spoke, Bai Yingxian handed it to her. Longchen is a jade card. The jade card was made of dragon scales, and there were countless sacred runes engraved on it. The divine light flowed and the breath was deep. At first glance, it was a treasure. Thank you, Senior. Longchen took the jade card in a precious place and wore it on his waist. Sure enough, Longchen found that his breath was shrouded in divine brilliance, which was completely different from the original breath. Buzz, Longchen opened his big hands, and the dragon scales covered his palms. The original blood-colored dragon scales were covered with a layer of white ripples, just like white scales, and no flaws could be seen from the outside. When Longchen saw it, he couldn't help but be ecstatic. In this way, he could summon the dragon's blood to fight at will, and he didn't have to worry about being recognized. Buzzing. When Longchen summoned the dragon scales, the entire Wanlong nest trembled slightly, which startled Bai Yingxue, but when she looked at Bai Yingxian, she saw her eyes flicker, and her eyes were full of admiration. The power of the Emperor's blood is so pure, and a slight fluctuation can resonate with Wanlong's nest. Unexpectedly, Longchen used the power of dragon's blood at will, which caused the change in Wanlong's nest. He felt a little embarrassed and just wanted to say something. Boom! This time, Wanlong's nest shook again, more violently than before, but this time, Bai Yingxuan's expression changed and became murderous. Longchen hurriedly looked out, and he also saw a huge Wanlong nest, which was keeping pace with the Wanlong nest of the White Dragon family. When he saw the appearance of the Wanlong nest, Longchen couldn't help but exclaimed, "Good guy, it's really a narrow road for enemies." Chapter 50-53 Above the Void. Two huge 10,000 dragon nests are parallel, like two high mountains, born in the sky. The divine might radiates for 9 days, making 10,000 Taos roar. Not far from the Wanlong nest of the White Dragon clan, there is a black Wanlong nest. On the Wanlong nest, the black air pervades and the ghost energy is invisible, as if it flew out of the gate of hell. The ghost gas attached to it is creepy. Yes, this Wanlong nest is from the Minglong family, and it is also the old enemy of Longchen. When he saw the Wanlong nest, Longchen was speechless for a while. What was the situation? Before entering the cold sky domain, all kinds of enemies appeared one after another. Boom! Two huge 10,000 dragons' nests are running side by side, and the violent forces are pulling and rubbing against each other. Under the influence of each other, the two 10,000 dragons' nests are shaking frantically. The terrifying picture makes the scalp numb. The Minglong family is provoking us. Bai Yingxue couldn't help clenching her silver teeth when she saw this scene. Obviously, the Minglong family couldn't get along with the Bailong family more than once. The Minglong clan has already betrayed the Dragon clan. As long as the Dragon clan is strong, everyone can kill them. However, the strength of the Minglong clan is too strong, and there are many branches. The Dragon clan has launched numerous encirclement and suppression against them, but they have always thriving. Later, I learned that the Minglong family has always received the full support of Brahma Pill Valley and the underworld. Whether it is in the underworld or the small world controlled by Brahma Pill Valley, there are branches of the Minglong family. Even if all the Minglong clans in the world are destroyed, it will not take many years for the Minglong clan to rise up. This is the terrible vitality of the Minglong clan. The Bailong family has never cooperated with the Brahma Pill Valley and repeatedly rejected the good intentions of the Brahma Pill Valley. Under the instigation of the Brahma Pill Valley, many dragons began to provoke the White Dragon family, and the Minglong family was the pawn of the Brahma Pill Valley. Pioneer. For Brahma Pill Valley's orders, they will execute like a mad dog. They have had friction with the White Dragon family several times, causing a lot of casualties to the White Dragon family. And today's Dragon clan, under the erosion of Brahma Pill Valley, has lost the unity of the past. Many forces are choosing to wait and see, and no one has taken action to support the White Dragon clan. Over the years, the Bailong family had already been stoked, and at Bai Yingshuan's suggestion, the Bailong family would be the first to ring the bell. Even if all of them are dead, but it can sound the alarm for the entire Dragon clan and let the Dragon clan unite again, it is a death well deserved. Therefore, this time the White Dragon family came and brought half of the powerhouses and disciples. Even if they all died, the White Dragon family would be greatly injured, but they would never be cut off. Now that he is provoked by the Bailong clan again, even Bai Yingxue, who has a very good temper, is so angry that his face turns pale, and murderous intent surges in his eyes. If it were you, what would you do? Facing the provocation of the Minglong family, Bai Yingxue looked at Long Qin. As long as you can stand up to the powerhouses above the opponent's Sanmai Tianxing, I can help you kill all the remaining people. Long Qin said very seriously. Grip the grass, this is domineering, I like it. After Long Qin finished speaking, the Kiel Shiyue in the soul space suddenly shouted excitedly. It found that Long Qin became more and more belligerent and more confident, as if in Tianwu continent, the Long Qin who was not afraid of the sky and the earth was back. As soon as Long Qin said this, Bai Yingxue opened her mouth in shock, and Bai Yingxian was also startled. Long Qin's words were too big. Really? Bai Yingxian said seriously. Really? Long Qin nodded. Okay, let's do it then. Bai Yingshuan's face suddenly became serious. Buzz, suddenly, the Wanlong nest of the White Dragon clan, which was flying fast, slammed into the Wanlong nest of the Minglong clan. The Minglong family has provoked and rubbed several times, but the White Dragon family has never responded. They thought that the White Dragon family would still be as forbearing as before, but they did not expect that the White Dragon family would violently counterattack this time. Boom! With a loud bang, the two Wanlong nests slammed into each other fiercely. The huge impact force caused all the surrounding mountains to collapse, thousands of paths collapsed, and the world changed color instantly. Buzz, after the loud noise, Bai Yingxian rushed out immediately with Long Qin and Bai Yingxue. Bai Yingxian came out of Wanlong's nest, and a flickering appeared on the Wanlong's nest of the Minglong family. The jade hand stretched out, and the phantom of the giant dragon appeared behind it, sacred. The power is surging, and a palm is slapped at the core of Wanlong's nest. There is the formation eye of the Wanlong nest of the Minglong family, and it is the place with the strongest defense, but at the same time, for the same family, it is also the weakest place, and the resistance to the power of the dragon is the worst. If this place is hit by Yingshuan's palm, the Wanlong's nest will be half abandoned in an instant. When Bai Yingshuan's palm falls, two figures fly out of the Wanlong's nest of the Minglong clan and kill Bai Yingxian at the same time. One of them was shocked and angry and shouted loudly, Bai Yingxian, are you crazy? Are you going to declare war with my Minglong clan? Boom! As a result, with a loud bang, Bai Yingshuan's palm fell and the 10,000 Dao collapsed. The two strong men of the Minglong clan had 3 heavenly veins and dragon energy appearing all over their bodies. When Long Qin saw this scene, he couldn't help but be shocked. The two Sanmai heavenly saints resisted together, but they couldn't resist Bai Yingshuan's blow. You know, Bai Yingxian didn't even summon the heavenly maiden dragon Qi. Lord Longwei is actually a Sanmai Tianxing. Bai Yingxue whispered to Long Qin. So strong. Long Qin was taken aback. He was also a 3-lineage heavenly sage, but this Bai Yingxian could crush these 2 3-lineage heavenly saints. Our White Dragon clan is different from other dragon clan. Our White Dragon clan is divided into 2 branches, Longwei and Longqing. One is good at attacking, the other is good at defense. Longwei is a warrior who is good at attacking, and Lord Longwei is the strongest warrior of my White Dragon clan. Bai Yingxue looked at Bai Yingxian with admiration in her eyes. When Long Qin heard it, he immediately understood. No wonder Bai Yingxue looked soft and weak, while Bai Yingxian was heroic. The two had the same blood power, but their auras were very different. There were also branches within the Bailong family. Buzz, at this moment, Bai Yingxian stood high in the sky and slapped her palm down, only to see a large white hand covering the sky and pressing down on the two of them. Boom! With a loud bang, the giant hand pressed down. The two Sanmai heavenly saints resisted with all their strength, but they were still slapped away by the palm of their hand, and the giant hand was severely pressed on the huge Wanlong nest of the Minglong family. Click! The Wanlong nest of the Minglong clan, at the center of its core, trembled violently, and the spider web-like cracks, like cracked ceramics, would burst open at any time. Are you so crazy? Seeing that Wanlong's nest was beaten to a half, the two old men of the Minglong clan suddenly became furious. Since you want to play, I will accompany you. If you destroy our Wanlong nest, don't want your Wanlong nest, and no one will let it go. Dispatch together and destroy the Wanlong nest of the White Dragon clan for me. The two old men drew the power of Wanlong's nest to bless themselves, and rushed to Bai Yingxian again, giving orders at the same time. Boom! Countless strong men of the Minglong family rushed out of their nests, like a flood that burst a dike, roaring to Long Chen's side. Chapter 50-54, Guard the Dragon's Nest. Seeing the powerhouses of the Minglong clan come, Bai Yingxue slammed, and the powerhouses of the White Dragon clan rushed out. They immediately set up defenses to protect the core area of Wanlong's nest, the inner 3 layers and the outer 3 layers. As long as you protect that place, let alone them, it is extremely difficult for even a Sanmai Heavenly Saint level powerhouse to destroy the Wanlong nest. Boom boom boom. The two Sanmai Heavenly Saints of the Minglong clan over there saw that the Wanlong nest had been destroyed. In their rage, they frantically extracted the power of the Wanlong nest to bless themselves, and they got the blessing of the Wanlong nest. They counterattacked wildly, but still it was suppressed by Bai Yingxian, but Bai Yingxian didn't have the energy to take care of this side. Kill! The powerhouses of the Minglong clan roared, and the Wanlong nest was destroyed. It was a deep hatred. They gritted their teeth one by one, looking like they wanted to tear the powerhouses of the White Dragon clan to pieces. Just when the White Dragon clan powerhouses took a defensive stance, a figure rushed into the turbulent crowd of the Ming Dragon clan. Dragon? Bai Yingxue was shocked. She wanted to call Long Chen's name, and she hurriedly shut up when she thought that Long Chen wanted to hide her identity. The strength of the Bailong clan is powerful. Their most powerful place is their cooperation. The Longwei clan is responsible for the offense, and the Longchen clan is responsible for the defense. One attack and one defense, and they cooperate with each other. Therefore, when the Minglong clan launched an attack, the White Dragon clan immediately set up their formation. Only in this way would they have the greatest advantage. And Long Chen didn't cooperate with them at all, rushing to the army of the Minglong clan alone. Bai Yingxue looked straight and anxious, although she knew that Long Chen was very strong, but rushing over like this is no different from sending death. You must know that among the Minglong clan, there are more than 30 heavenly sages of Guangshuangmai, nearly 100 heavenly sages of the first line, and more than 50 of Sons of Destiny. Excluding the existence of Bai Yingxian, the overall strength of the two clans is compared. The Minglong family is slightly better. So when Long Chen rushed to the Minglong clan alone, all the strong men of the White Dragon clan exclaimed. They did not know Long Chen, but before Long Chen came, they regarded Long Chen as their own, but now even if they want to save Long Chen, it is too late. Where's the idiot? Die for me. A son of destiny of the Minglong family roared. The destiny roulette appeared behind him, punched out, the wind whistled, and went straight to Long Chen. Red Dragon Battle Body. Now Long Chen's whole body was covered with dragon scales, and his blood was soaring to the sky. In the face of countless Dark Dragon clan powerhouses, Long Chen did not dare to be careless, and immediately summoned the Dragon Blood Battle Body. When the Son of Destiny of the Minglong family came, Long Chen opened his hand, and the cross appeared. At this moment, in Long Chen's mind, the voice of Qiankuan Ding came. Take some force, don't waste it, use as little force as you can. Boom! At this moment, Long Chen slapped the fist of the Son of Destiny with a bang, and after Long Chen's palm, the Son of Destiny of the Minglong family was slapped into powder. What? At that moment, even Long Chen himself was taken aback. The powerhouse of the Minglong clan had an amazing breath and blood, and his strength was definitely above Zhao Qingtian, Yi Lingshao and others. Unexpectedly, Long Chen hit it lightly, and he shot it directly, so weak that Long Chen was stunned. Your attack is called the Emperor Blood Seal, the Cross Destroyer God, which is different from other Cross Destroyer gods. Your Emperor Blood comes from the Dragon Clan, and it has a natural suppression on all Dragon Clan bloodlines. If you use Purple Blood or Colorful Supreme Blood, you need to consume a certain amount of power to kill them, but with Emperor Blood Seal, under absolute suppression, they are all a group of ants. Qian Ding said. Long Chen suddenly realized that it is no wonder that this person is so powerful, but in front of this move, there is no resistance, and his feelings are restrained. Their physical defense, in front of the Emperor's Blood Seal, was in vain and could not play the slightest role. Long Chen smashed the Son of Heaven with one blow, and the audience was shocked. Even Bai Yingxian, who was fighting fiercely with the two Sanmai heavenly sages in the distance, shrank. That power, could it be? Buzz! At this moment, a dragon spear stabbed at Long Chen like lightning. Long Chen was about to avoid, but the voice of Qian Ding came. You don't need to dodge, try to block it with the Emperor's Blood Seal. Snapped, Long Chen's heart moved with his thoughts, and he directly reached out and grabbed the long spear, and at the same time, the cross text in Long Chen's palm appeared again. Puff! When Long Chen grabbed the spear, the power of the Emperor's Blood Seal erupted, and the spear was unharmed, but the Shuangmai Tianxing who held the spear exploded, turning into a blood mist. Ilgo, it's no different from cheating, right? Long Chen was so shocked that his eyes were about to pop out. Is this Emperor's Blood Seal too perverted to restrain the dragon race? If you touch it, you will die. If you touch it, you will die. For the Minglong family, it is indeed the same as cheating, because the Minglong family betrayed the dragon family and were cursed, and the Emperor's Blood Seal restrained them 100 times as much as other dragons. But the same power, if it is against the White Dragon family, it will not be so strong, so, when the opportunity comes, let's be arrogant. Qian Ding said with a smile. Restrained so hard? Then what am I afraid of? Long Chen suddenly became extremely arrogant, and in the face of the horrified Minglong clan powerhouse, he rushed over so unscrupulously. The one who blocks me is dead. Long Chen shouted arrogantly. The palms clapped for a while. Puff, puff, puff. Long Chen's body is like a ghost, walking through the crowd, specializing in picking Shuangmai Tianxing and the Son of Destiny, one with each palm, never using the second move. As long as a trace of the power of the Emperor's Blood Seal is transmitted to the opponent's body, the opponent will explode and die in an instant. This is an inexplicable killing. Regardless of whether the opponent is blocked by weapons or the body is shot, as long as it is touched by Long Chen, it is death. In an instant, the entire army of the Minglong clan is in chaos. In an instant, more than a dozen Shuangmai Tianxing and more than 20 Sons of Destiny were shot to death by Long Chen. Soon these people saw that Long Chen was specializing in killing super powerhouses, and these powerhouses were so frightened that they quickly retreated, but hundreds of thousands of people turned into a pot of porridge, and they didn't want to quit. And Long Chen is like a ghost. In the chaotic crowd, he can come and go freely, like wind and electricity. Every flicker will take away the life of a super strong. Boom! The powerhouses of the entire Minglong clan were killed by Long Chen and collapsed, and I don't know who shouted to escape. Countless powerhouses of the Minglong clan instantly scattered as birds and beasts. How could they even go up to attack the Wanlong nest of the White Dragon clan? They had been frightened by Long Chen, and they all fled for their lives madly. At that moment, Bai Yingxue and other experts from the White Dragon clan were stunned. With the strength of one person, Long Chen actually killed the entire Minglong clan army and collapsed. Hey, wait, you lost your money. Seeing the powerhouses of the Minglong clan flying away, Long Chen shouted, and was chasing after him frantically. Chapter 50-55, Puff, another Son of Destiny was smashed by Long Chen's palm, and after being approached by Long Chen, his fate was already doomed. Long Chen was originally a close combat powerhouse, and he had the blood mark of the Emperor almost cheating. Killing these powerhouses of the Minglong family was as easy as killing a chicken. No, it's even easier than killing chickens because killing chickens requires bloodletting and plucking hairs, but killing them doesn't need to be done. Long Chen was chasing him wildly, but it was useless to let him go no matter how fast he was. The powerhouses of the Minglong clan fled in all directions, and the scope of Long Chen's pursuit was limited. In the end, Long Chen killed dozens of people, and the people around him had already escaped. Long Chen calculated that he killed 87 people in total, either the Shuangmai Tianxing or the Son of Destiny. This quack killing was the best time in Long Chen's life. I don't know if it was influenced by the Emperor's blood. It feels so good to kill the traitor. Boom! At this moment, the void was shattered, and the Sanmai Tianxing who had fought fiercely with Bai Yingxian before appeared directly in front of Long Chen without knowing what secret method he used. With Long Chen's head shot down, Long Chen's heart froze, and the terrifying death threat shrouded him instantly. At the moment when the old man was about to shoot, Long Chen suddenly stepped forward and waved his hand. Under the pressure of the Sanmai Tianxing, Long Chen's step was extremely difficult, as if his body was filled with lead, and his movements became slow. Snapped, Long Chen slapped the other person's face with a slap. Fortunately, the distance between the two was close enough that Long Chen's slap finally slapped the other side's face. With a loud bang, the Sanmai Tianxing exploded half of his face, and even the bones leaked out. Long Chen slapped the opponent with one palm, and quickly retreated with the force of the shock. Originally, Long Chen was imprisoned by the pressure of Sanmai Tianxing and could not move, but the moment Long Chen shot the old man, the imprisoned force suddenly loosened, and Long Chen flew out like lightning. Boom! Long Chen just flew out, and his position was smashed by the palm of the three-veined Tianxing of the Minglong family, and a black hole appeared in the void. When Long Chen saw this scene, he couldn't help breaking out in a cold sweat. If it wasn't for his quick reaction, he would have had 10 lives to be scrapped if he slapped this palm down. Sanmai Tianxing really wasn't something he could deal with now. At the same time, Long Chen was stunned. His slap had already shot out the remaining dragon blood power in the form of the Emperor's blood seal, but he still couldn't hit it hard. Obviously, the power of the Emperor's blood seal has significantly reduced the damage to the Sanmai Tianxing. Unless it is in its heyday, when all the power of the dragon's blood is brought together and burst out in one move, it is impossible to seriously damage the Sanmai Tianxing. Puff! The old man of the Minglong family just pierced through the void with a palm, and a jade hand appeared silently and slapped the old man's head with a palm, and the old man's head shattered and died on the spot. The shooter was none other than Bai Yingxian. At this moment, she looked at Long Chen nervously. "Are you okay?" It turned out that just now, the two powerhouses of the Minglong clan saw that they lost to Bai Yingxian, and they saw Long Chen madly slaughtering the powerhouses of the Minglong clan. They had never seen such a terrifying genius. At that moment, they suddenly became ruthless and decided to sacrifice one person and send another person to kill Long Chen. Before they died, they pulled a White Dragon clan genius with unlimited potential, and they were considered dead, so one of them directly introduced the power of Wanlong Nest into his body and blew himself up on the spot. Introducing the power of the entire Wanlong Nest into the body, that terrifying power, even Bai Yingxian did not dare to touch it, but just as she retreated to avoid, another person took the opportunity to kill Long Chen. At that time, Bai Yingxian realized that she was in the game and killed him immediately, but it was already a step too late. Fortunately, Long Chen had the power to protect herself, otherwise she would regret it for the rest of her life. Fine, Sanmai Tianxing is really scary. Long Chen hurriedly said. It is indeed terrifying. Even the unfavorable Emperor's blood seal has been offset so much. This is still the Minglong family. If it is the powerhouse of other clans, Long Chen may even become extremely difficult to run. This also sounded the alarm for Long Chen, making him realize how huge the gap between himself and the Sanmai Tianxing powerhouse is, and he can't mess around in the future, otherwise his life will be easily lost. I was negligent. I'm really sorry. Fortunately, the Dragon Emperor blesses you. Bai Yingxian took a deep breath and said a little reproachfully. Senior is really amazing. If you don't use all your strength, you can hold them between your palms, which is admirable. Long Chen couldn't help but sigh. Bai Yingxian is really strong. From the beginning to the end, she did not exert all her strength, and did not even show the three-vein vision, so she suppressed the two to the point of being unable to move. Of course, it was precisely because of this that the two Sanmai heavenly sages were desperate. They couldn't beat them and they couldn't run away. They could only fight to the death. Unfortunately, they failed in the end. Are you making fun of me? If I had enough control, I wouldn't have made such a mistake. Bai Yingxian smiled bitterly. Isn't it the same for me? I said before that if you can hold down those two guys, I will kill all the people of the Minglong family, and as a result, I will be slapped in the face. Long Chen spread his hands a little helplessly. Long Chen originally thought that this would be a bloody battle. He first killed a few opponents' tough hands, and then cooperated with Bai Yingxue and others to annihilate them all. Unexpectedly, the Emperor's blood seal was so sharp, one by one in the palm of his hand, killing the opponent and fleeing in all directions, the plan was completely disrupted, and the big words were released, but it was not able to be done. Let's go, leave the land of right and wrong, it won't be long before the guys of the Minglong clan will surround this place. If I'm alone, I'm not afraid of them, but this time I'm here with a mission, and I don't want to waste time on them. Bai Yingxian said, Senior, wait a minute, I'll clean the battlefield. You know, on the ground, there are countless dragon corpses lying there, that is a treasure, how can it be thrown around? Seeing Long Chen taking the dragon corpse, Bai Yingxian frowned slightly. Even if there is a big grudge between the dragon clan, they will not touch the other party's corpse. This is the rule of the dragon clan. However, Long Chen is not a member of the dragon clan, and she has no way to restrain her. In addition, the Ming dragon clan has rebelled, and they should not be treated in the way of the dragon clan. Long Chen took a circle, and on the black soil in the chaotic space, the corpses of giant dragons were piled up like mountains, and Long Chen was almost happy, and now the fertilizer is sufficient. Long Chen returned to Wanlong's nest, and the white dragon family flew away. As a result, they had just left for less than half an hour, and 4 Wanlong's nests roared at the same time. The white dragon family, you are courting death. On the battlefield, there was a roar of killing intent, but Long Chen and others had already gone far. Chapter 50-56 The flying boat of the White Dragon Clan was galloping slowly. The departure of the White Dragon Clan did not flee in a hurry, but galloped at the same speed as before. Long Chen could see that Bai Yingxian was definitely not someone who was afraid of things. She deliberately walked slowly, in fact, it was a kind of temptation. She is testing God's will and luck. If the luck of the White Dragon Clan is not good, they will collide with the Minglong clan who came to help. Similarly, if they collide together, it also means that the Minglong family is unlucky, but in the end, everyone did not collide with each other. It can only show that everyone's luck is still there. After the previous battle, the powerhouses of the entire White Dragon clan looked at Long Chen with different eyes, and each and every one of them was filled with awe and worship. Powerhouses are popular and respected everywhere, especially when the White Dragon family has suffered humiliation and suffocated. Watching Long Chen display his mighty power and slaughter wildly, it is a joy. Although the white dragons don't like to fight, they have been bullied and oppressed all the time, let alone the dragons. Even if the rabbits are anxious, they still bite. As the vanguard of the Brahma Pill Valley, the Minglong clan often clashed with the White Dragon clan. Once a conflict occurs, casualties are inevitable. Once casualties occur, pain and hatred will inevitably breed. Therefore, what the White Dragon family hates most at present is the Minglong family, and Long Chen's slaughter has long been regarded as the hero of the White Dragon family. In Wanlong's nest, Bai Yingxian encouraged all the strong men of the White Dragon clan. Although they didn't make a move, the formation they had set up before was impeccable, with almost no flaws. It's just that the movement is a little slower, but it is understandable that with so many people working together, there will definitely be some confusion. Although I have practiced many times before, the psychological pressure I endured during the practice and actual combat is completely different, and everything is understandable. After encouraging everyone, Bai Yingxian, Long Chen, and Bai Yingxue returned to the cave, and the three sat on the ground. At this time, Bai Yingxue looked at Long Chen, and the shock in her eyes still did not recede. Just now, Long Chen was alone and rushed into the thousands of troops, like a panic, like a dragon, rushing back and forth, like entering a realm of no one, beheading Shuangmai Tianxing and the Son of Destiny, like searching for something. Especially Long Chen's light-lifting and unrestrained posture is mind-blowing, and that shock is unbelievable whenever I think about it. Is that Emperor Qi? Bai Yingxian looked at Long Chen and asked tentatively. Long Chen was stunned, shook his head and said, I don't know what the Emperor's Qi is in the mouth of the senior, because the junior has cultivated a kind of supernatural power and integrated the Emperor's blood into it, which has undergone a strange change. The Emperor's blood seal is of great importance. Qian Kuan Ding explained to him that some names should not be said casually, so as not to be contaminated by cause and effect, which is not good for others or himself. Bai Yingxian nodded and said, In your attack, there is a hint of imperial power. As traders of the Dragon Clan, the Minglong family will naturally be suppressed by this imperial power, so it is very easy for you to kill them. But don't be arrogant. This trace of Daiwei's suppression of other dragon races will be much less, and as for the powerhouses of other races, it may be ineffective. Before, I was negligent and let that guy kill you in front of you, and you were able to escape his clutches. On the one hand, it was because you reacted quickly enough to make the wisest choice at the first time. On the other hand, it is because that trace of Emperor's prestige has offset part of his pressure from the three veins. With these two conditions, you can escape from death. Both are indispensable. There is no doubt about your strength, but facing the three meridians heavenly sage, there is still an unattainable distance. You must be clear about this. Bai Yingxian knows that Long Chen is powerful, and at the same time, she also knows that young people are full of energy and fearless. As the so-called newborn calf is not afraid of tigers, she is afraid that after Long Chen has experienced this time, she thinks that she has the strength to challenge the Sanmai Tianxing and deliberately solemnly remind. In fact, her reminder was superfluous. Qian Kuan Ding had reminded Long Chen more than once. However, in the face of Bai Yingxuan's kindness, Long Chen readily accepted it and said that he understood that if he encountered Sanmai Tianxing alone, the first will run away in no time. Hearing Long Chen say this, and with a sincere expression on his face, unlike the perfunctory appearance, Bai Yingxuan's face showed admiration. Long Chen has such strength, but he is not arrogant or impetuous. This kind of temperament is really rare. Throughout the entire White Dragon clan, there is no such genius. No wonder he can become the youngest in the history of Lingxiao Academy at such a young age. Dean, Long Chen relies on more than strength. Senior, what are your plans? Long Chen asked, referring to how the White Dragon family would face Brahma Pill Valley. Bai Yingxian said, In order to travel to the Skyfire Demon Domain this time, we, the White Dragon clan, have had countless discussions, and in the end, we have decided to use half of our strength to sound the alarm for the Dragon clan. When we enter the realm of Brahma Pill Valley, we will definitely be attracted and tempted by Brahma Pill Valley. Before, we have learned a lot about the conspiracy of Pill Valley. Means to finally reveal their true colors to the public. We know that if we do that, Brahma Pill Valley will not let us go, but it doesn't matter. Since we are here, we don't want to go back. The big deal is that we explode the 10,000 Dragons' Nest, and we have to pull up Brahma Pill Valley before we die. Man pads his back. Our death. If we can awaken the vigilance of the dragon race and see clearly the true face of Pill Valley, it can be regarded as a proper death. Long Chen asked, if the truth is announced, how many people will believe it? If they continue to cooperate with Brahma Pill Valley, wouldn't you sacrifice in vain? Bai Yingxian said, it's not a sacrifice in vain. At least our Bailong family has done what we can do. Even if the White Dragon family is destroyed in the future, it doesn't matter. At least, we have always upheld the aspirations of Lord Dragon Emperor. Long Chen listened but shook his head and didn't say anything. Obviously, he did not agree with this approach. Bai Yingxian looked at Long Chen and said, do you have any ideas? Long Chen said, I can't talk about high opinion, but I don't agree with your idea, and I don't think it is necessary at all. Bai Yingxian couldn't help frowning. Obviously Long Chen's words made her a little unhappy. Why do you say that? Long Chen said, Survival of the fittest, natural selection, this is an eternal law. The so-called good words are hard to persuade a damn ghost. The Bailong family only needs to be themselves, and the bell is ringing. Why do you want to die? How about getting in? Think the sound is not loud enough? I don't think it's necessary at all. You can never wake up a bunch of people who are pretending to be asleep, and you can never make a bunch of stupid people smart. The white dragon family has a useful body. How can they do useless things? The so-called big waves wash away the sand. All that is washed away is sand, and all that is left is gold. The dragon clan is huge and has many branches. It flourishes and declines, and it returns from decline. This is the general trend. When one thing is too good to be better, it means that it has begun to deteriorate. In the same way, if a thing is bad enough that it can't get any worse, then from that moment on, that's when it starts to get better. The current dragon clan is in jeopardy, but isn't this an opportunity? The so-called troubled times will produce heroes. Why do heroes appear in troubled times? Because the circumstances forced him to appear. Bai Yingxian was originally displeased, but when she heard what Long Chen said, her heart moved, and when she looked at Long Chen again, there was a strange look in her eyes. Then you mean? You ring your bell, it'll disturb my game. Let's do our part, save our lives, and watch the situation rise. Long Chen smiled slightly. He knew that the captain of the White Dragon clan was moved by him. Chapter 50-57. Long Chen didn't want the White Dragon family to be sacrificed like this, and he never thought that their death would wake up the entire dragon family. Although Long Chen believed that if the White Dragon clan made a lot of noise, it would arouse the respect of many dragon clan for the White Dragon clan, and at the same time, they would also exchange their hatred for the Brahma Pill Valley. However, Long Chen believes that this is meaningless. There must be those who stand firm in the dragon clan, and there are those who forget their own interests. Those who stand firm will basically not be shaken, regardless of whether there is a warning from the White Dragon clan. And for those who are ignorant of profit, even if the White Dragon family sacrifices, they will be vigilant for a period of time, but under the temptation of interests, it is only a matter of time before they turn to Brahma Pill Valley. In Long Chen's words, the dragon clan with a firm stand will not be tempted, while the dragon clan who are ignorant of profit will definitely fall into the arms of Brahma Pill Valley. The meaning of ringing the bell is to remind the group of dragons who stand firm and lose sight of profit, so that they can wake up a little bit, don't be confused by the immediate interests, and ultimately doomed. And among the dragon clan between the two, some people will always remain vigilant to the Brahma Pill Valley because of the reminder of the White Dragon clan, so the bell is not struck in vain. As for the dragon clan who still fell to Brahma Pill Valley after ringing the bell, that is, the traitor of the dragon clan, they will eventually be liquidated. This is what Long Chen calls a big wave to wash the sand, and it is also the best time to rectify the dragon clan. Long Chen has used this method more than once, and it can be said that he is experienced and unsatisfied. When Long Chen explained his thoughts to Bai Yingxian in detail, Bai Yingxian was immediately convinced. Compared with Long Chen's wisdom, she felt that the Bailong family's idea was too simple and wishful thinking. The more detailed it is, the more I feel that what Long Chen said makes sense. After the Chaos Dragon Emperor disappeared, the dragons were headless, and the powerful dragons refused to accept each other. And those weaker dragon races, some even threatened by other races, asked these powerful dragon races for help, but these powerful dragon races were busy with civil war and had no time to pay attention to them. The dragon clan is like scattered sand, and the weak dragon clan has a problem with even self-preservation. At this time, the Brahma Pill Valley came out, and it was too easy to control them. However, the White Dragon clan found that there were still some weak dragon clans who would rather support them than bow their heads to the Brahma Pill Valley, and even risk being annexed and destroyed, but their heads were still held high. In these years, the White Dragon clan has been secretly giving these weak dragon clans some support, hoping that they can persevere. The weak dragons are not afraid of power and do not humiliate their interests, but some dragons with good strength have already fallen to the Brahma Pill Valley. As Long Chen said, the dragons with a firm stand will definitely not surrender to the Brahma Pill Valley, and the dragons who are oblivious to their interests will be tempted by their interests, no matter whether there is a crisis or not. The most important thing is that Long Chen mentioned one point, that is, the meaning of ringing the bell is to let those swaying Dragon Clan seniors see the face of Brahma Pill Valley clearly. In addition, after the alarm bell rings, the Dragon Clan will regard Brahma Pill Valley as an enemy, so the Dragon Clan is like a scattered sand. Because of the powerful enemy of Brahma Pill Valley, it gradually moves towards unity. This is the opportunity for the Dragon Clan to develop. Long Chen's words were too convincing. Bai Yingxian only realized at this time that Long Chen, the dean, is really not in vain. This wisdom and foresight are far from what the Bailong family can compare to. Chen admired the 5 bodies to the ground. When asked about Long Chen's advice, Long Chen told Bai Yingxian to wait for the opportunity to respond to all changes without change. When the time comes, he will fish in troubled waters, make things bigger, ring the clock, and everything will be fine. When asked where the muddy water came from, Long Chen smiled and said nothing. He thought to himself, with me and Mo Nian here, is there any water in this world that we can't mess up? Seeing that Long Chen was confident, Bai Yingxian also chose to trust Long Chen and began to change the original plan, obeying Long Chen's deployment command. When he heard Bai Yingxuan's promise, Long Chen breathed a sigh of relief. There are so many good people in the Bailong family. It would be a pity if they died in the Brahma Pill Valley. Long Chen was very pleased that they could save their lives. However, this also invisibly added a burden to him. Originally, Long Chen and Mo Nian planned to stir up the wind and rain, stir up the sky, turn a grand event into a farce, and make Brahma Pill Valley humiliated in front of the world. But now, to cooperate with the White Dragon Clan, you need to do some planning and deployment. However, this is not difficult for Long Chen. Although there is no plan now, but with Long Chen's experience, such a big scene, Brahma Pill Valley, they can't be taken care of at all, just make some noise and let them mess up. Besides, he didn't fight alone, or Mo Nian, the 2 of them joined forces. How could they be worthy of the death penalty if they didn't turn the heavenly fire demon domain over? Bai Yingxue was immediately excited when she heard Long Chen's promise to command the Bailong family. The battle plan was changed, which meant that everyone didn't have to die. Although Bai Yingxue and others came with the determination to die, who would really be willing to give up this precious life? In particular, the disciples of the White Dragon Clan are in their prime, the most beautiful time in their lives. It would be really sad if they passed away sadly. By the way, Long Chen, we will soon enter the cold sky territory. What shall we call you then? Bai Yingxue suddenly remembered this matter. Before, she almost called out Long Chen's name. Fortunately, even if she kept her mouth shut, it would be bad if she was heard by the disciples of the Minglong family. My surname is Bai too. My name is Bai Dalyu. You can also call me Bai San. Of course, if others call me, they have to call me Bai Sanj. Long Chen said with a smile. Bai Dale. Bai Yingxue covered her cherry lips with her hand and couldn't help but smile and said, this name seems a bit dirty. The youngest dean of the dignified Lingshao Academy, it doesn't seem very good to use this name. Long Chen laughed and said, it's okay, Bai Xiaola, Bai Dale, the brother-in-law is 1 size older than the brother-in-law, which is reasonable. The 2 left from Bai Yingxian, chatting and laughing all the way out. After leaving the cave, Bai Yingxue looked at Long Chen and suddenly her eyes were red. What? Long Chen was taken aback. Long Chen, thank you so much. Bai Yingxue choked. Long Chen knew that she was thanking him for saving them. Long Chen smiled and said, don't thank me. If you want to thank me, thank yourself. Bai Yingxue wiped away the tears on her face and said, why do you want to thank me? The so-called good cause leads to good results. You helped me in the place where the dragon was buried, and you helped me on the way. Now I help you, it should be. Long Chen said. In Long Chen's view, good people should have good rewards, and he doesn't care about others, but in Long Chen, good people should be helped. Long Chen said this. Bai Yingxue showed a smile, revealing a row of white teeth. I didn't expect this girl to be so beautiful when she smiled. This is your cave mansion. The cold sky territory is coming soon. Take the opportunity to take a good rest. When you get there, you may not have time to repair it. Bai Yingxue led Long Chen to a cave mansion. Thank you, Long Chen thanked Bai Yingxue, and then walked into the cave. Watching Long Chen enter the cave, Bai Yingshue's face was full of sweet smiles, and she walked away with her hands behind her back. At this time, there is an unprecedented satisfaction. After Long Chen entered the cave, he unfolded his inner vision to see the changes in the chaotic space. I go. Chapter 50-58. When Long Chen came to the chaotic space, he saw the three-legged golden crow flying back and forth in the ancient Fusang forest at a glance. At this time, it had grown to a size of 10 feet, with its wings spread, the golden flames flowed, and it was unusually steed. What makes Long Chen unbelievable is that its aura already has the fluctuation of a half-step Sun of Destiny. Although Long Chen knows that here, it will grow to the strength of the Sun of Destiny, but he did not expect to grow so fast. It has only been a long time, and it has reached this point. Moreover, the power of flames on its body is different from the flames of the Jinwu family, and it is also different from the flames of the ancient Fusang trees. When the golden flame burns, golden powder dances, especially when it spreads its wings and cuts through the void, the golden powder pours out, and the posture is simply handsome. Brother Long Chen, do you think Xiaowu number 1 is amazing? When Long Chen arrived, Huolinger said excitedly. It's amazing, it's amazing. Long Chen said sincerely. By the way, why is it called Xiaowu number 1? Long Chen asked. Hey, doesn't Brother Long Chen plan to charge more golden crow totems? Huolinger said with a smile. It will definitely be. Long Chen said. That's right, when so many totems come in, how can I have the energy to name each of them? In the future, according to the order in which they came in, I will name them number 1, number 2, number 3. And so on. How can we? Isn't it much more convenient? Huolinger said. When Long Chen heard it, it was really the case. Last time Long Chen killed the Son of Destiny of the Jinwu clan, this feud was settled. After entering the Tianhua demon realm, I am afraid there will be a fierce battle. At that time, I don't know how many Jinwu disciples will be killed. Huolinger is really getting smarter and smarter. After advancing to the Son of Destiny, her mind becomes more and more flexible. Except that she has no flesh and blood, she is no different from the human race. Brother Long Chen, you don't know, we can summon him out of the chaotic space to fight alone. Imagine how terrifying it would be if you had hundreds of thousands of golden crows fighting. Huolinger was excited. Typical. After Huolinger said this, Long Chen's heart jumped wildly. Yes, wouldn't it be possible to organize a terrifying golden crow army? Hey, and it's still the golden crow army with an immortal body, Huolinger reminded. This golden crow is a totem. It has consciousness but no will of its own. What Huolinger wants it to do, it will do. And Long Chen and Huolinger share the same soul. If Huolinger can control, he can control it. When he thinks that he can summon a three-legged golden crow that is not afraid of death, Long Chen is also excited by Huolinger's words. Brother Long Chen, the surprise is more than that. I can merge with it and incarnate into a three-legged golden crow. I can use all the magical powers it can use. This is the most powerful. It helped me make up for it all at once. Huolinger said excitedly. I'm going so strong? Long Chen opened his mouth wide in shock. This is a bit perverted. Hey, it's just that it hasn't grown up yet, and it can't integrate with me. However, with its growth rate, it will grow to its original cultivation level in a few days. After the restoration, the flame in the body is the combination of the fire of the golden crow and the fire of the Fusang. That kind of flame really has the appearance of the fire of the sun. When the time comes, Brother Long Chen, you can see it, it will never disappoint you. Huolinger said confidently. Hearing what Huolinger said, Long Chen was also filled with anticipation. Long Chen watched the three-legged golden crow fly through the ancient Fusang forest, and suddenly Long Chen found that an ancient Fusang tree had signs of withering, and he couldn't help but be frightened. One hop, what's going on? You must know that this phenomenon has never occurred in the chaotic space. Brother Long Chen, don't panic, this is exactly what I was about to tell you, here it is. Huolinger handed Long Chen a long stick. The long stick was golden in color, like gold, with countless flame runes circulating on it, and the breath was amazing. When Long Chen took the long stick, his wrist suddenly sank and Long Chen was taken aback. Yes, this is the heart of the ancient Fusang tree. Huolinger said. Long Chen's heart is beating wildly. This stick has an amazing aura, and it contains incomparably pure flame power. This is simply a natural heavenly holy weapon, and it is a top-quality heavenly holy weapon, comparable to Huolinger's flame keel. Whip and Chen Fengyue. You take down its tree heart, will it be all right? Long Chen asked. Brother Long Chen, don't worry, I took its Mu Xin and communicated with it. Huolinger said. Can you communicate with them? Long Chen was taken aback again. I can't, but I can communicate with it through Xiaowu number 1. I promise it, and I will get a golden crow for it next time. Huolinger said. It turned out that the ancient hibiscus tree and the three-legged golden crow are complementary. The ancient Fusang tree is thousands of miles high, and it will no longer grow. Although the power of flames they contain is becoming more and more pure, it seems to have reached a bottleneck and can no longer break through. Later, after the three-legged golden crow came in, Huolinger realized that if the ancient Fusang tree wanted to continue to grow, it needed the assistance of the three-legged golden crow. They nourished each other and grew together. The three-legged golden crow entered the chaotic space and could only parasitize on an ancient hibiscus tree, and other ancient Fusang trees could only watch it eagerly. Huolinger made her own decision and promised one of the ancient hibiscus trees that she would give it a golden crow, but the condition was that it had the heart of the tree. If in other places, the ancient hibiscus trees will die without their hearts, but here they can't die if they want to die, it just takes a long time to cultivate. However, in the current chaotic space, the black soil is devouring the corpses of the powerhouses of the Minglong family, and the power of life is permeating, and it will recover soon, so it did not hesitate at all, and directly handed over its tree heart to Huolinger. When Long Chen learned about the cause and effect, he was very shocked. At the same time, he slapped his thigh. If he knew this, he should not have killed all the sons of destiny of the Jinwu family. Thinking of this, Long Chen regretted it, otherwise he would have several three-legged golden crow. Brother Long Chen, don't worry, we will definitely have a chance in the future. Seeing Long Chen's remorse, Huolinger hurriedly comforted. By the way, do you want this tree heart as a weapon? Long Chen asked. No, this is what I prepared for Brother Long Chen. Huolinger said. Prepared for me? I am the identity of the White Dragon clan now, and it seems inappropriate to use the flame supernatural power. Long Chen said. Although the dragon race can also control the flame, the fluctuation of the flame of the dragon dust will arouse the suspicion of the Brahma Pill Valley. After all, the power of the flame control of the dragon dust is not very strong, and if you are not careful, you will get out of the way. The control method is still different from that of fire repair. If it is an ordinary person, it is difficult to distinguish, but for Brahma Pill Valley, who makes a living by alchemy, it takes a lot of thought to hide from them, mainly because Long Chen thinks it is unnecessary. Oh, I asked you to carry a stick, it's not for fighting, don't you understand? Huolinger laughed. Long Chen suddenly opened his mouth wide, looked at the flame stick in his hand, and looked at the three-legged golden crow in the distance, and at this time, Huolinger smiled as sinister as a little fox. Chapter 50-59. In going, you are too sinister. Looking at Huolinger's smile, Long Chen was speechless. This is what Brother Long Chen taught. Huolinger laughed mischievously. Long Chen is sweating on his forehead. Now Huolinger is getting more and more refined. With this IQ, who would dare to say that she is just a flame spirit? Boom! Suddenly above the sky, there was a thunderous explosion, and Long Chen looked up at the sky, only to notice that above the void, endless thunder and thunder had already formed a sea of thunder. In the sea of thunder, endless thunder dragons walked through. Among them were 2 thunder dragons, madly chasing and killing a figure. That figure was none other than Lei Linger. It turned out that the black soil decomposed the corpses of the powerhouses of the Minglong family, and the power of thunder in their bodies was also decomposed. Those two thunder dragons were transformed by the thunder power of the two three-brained heavenly saints of the Minglong family, and the other thunder dragons also came from the Minglong family. Lei Linger was above the sky, fighting furiously with them. However, the opponent was too strong. Lei Linger kept getting blown up, then regrouped, and then blown up again. "She doesn't want my help," Huolinger said. Long Chen nodded. Lei Linger is extremely strong, and Lei Linger wants to make herself stronger through her own efforts. In fact, she can use the laws here to suppress them and absorb them directly. But in that case, Lei Linger lost a chance to fight against the peerless powerhouses. She used them as sharpening stones to hone herself. If someone helps her, then her income will be smaller, everything can only rely on herself, but here, she is immortal, refining them, it is only a matter of time. However, when Lei Linger refines these thunder powers, her strength will soar to an extremely terrifying level. Even if Huolinger has the golden crow in hand, she may not be able to beat her. Thinking that Huolinger and Lei Linger would become stronger and stronger, Long Chen was excited. This trip to the Long family was too rewarding. If they hadn't been promoted to the Son of Destiny, they would not be able to absorb such terrifying power and control such a powerful magic. Long Chen came to the core of the chaotic space. The endless black soil has almost devoured the corpses of the Minglong family, and now there are only some residues left on the ground. I don't know if it is because of the baptism of Tianqi, the chaotic space has also undergone certain changes. At least the phagocytic ability of black soil is much stronger than before. In the black soil, two big trees rose up into the sky. One was the heavenly Tao tree, and the other was the seven-treasure glazed glass tree. Beneath the seven-treasure glazed glass tree, the dragon bone evil moon was suspended there. The dragon skeleton evil moon did not know when it started to find that she was under the seven-treasure glazed glass tree, and that she could be nourished by immortal energy, which would make it extremely awake and digest those energies faster. A lot. This mysterious seven-treasure glazed tree has always been the divine tree used by Long Chen to comprehend the Tao, and Huolinger and Lei Linger usually practice under it. Long Chen even suspected that the two of them were so wise. Gao is inseparable from the seven-treasure glazed glass tree. Today's seven-treasure glazed glass tree is no longer the half-dead look it used to be. At this time, it has luxuriant branches and leaves, and its treasures are solemn and indescribably sacred. After looking at the seven-treasure glazed glass tree for a while, Long Chen came to the heavenly Tao tree and found that under the heavenly Tao tree, the fruits had piled up like mountains, and Long Chen had not cleaned them up for a long time, mainly because there was nowhere to digest them. At the top of the Tiandao tree, flowers bloomed, and the divine patterns on the petals circulated, forming a jigsaw puzzle of destiny roulette. Every flower represents that a son of destiny was beheaded by Long Chen, and some flowers have already begun to wither, bearing small fruits. The fruit is very small, only the size of a mung bean. Compared with the usual fist-sized Tiandao fruit, it is obviously a long way from maturity. However, seeing the fruit, Long Chen saw hope, that is to say, the heavenly Tao tree will also bear the heavenly Tao fruit of the Son of Destiny in the future, which means that even in the Dragon Blood Legion, someone is in the secret realm of Lingshao Academy. There is no way to advance to the Son of Destiny, and he also has a way to make them the Son of Destiny. In this way, the Dragon Blood Legion will become a Destiny Legion. Who else will be their opponents in the entire Emperor Heaven at that time? Long Chen, I'm a bit overwhelmed this time. I have to digest it well. I can't help you during this time. Take it easy. When I wake up, I will accompany you to sweep through the thousands of troops. The voice of the Keel Evil Moon. Long Chen knew that on the battlefield, Long Chen used the Emperor's blood seal to kill the strong dragons of the Minglong family. This guy secretly absorbed all their power based on the principle that the particles should not be wasted. You know, there are two Sanmai heavenly sages in there. It would be strange if it didn't eat. Long Chen signaled it to digest it well, and he could handle it himself. Long Chen's consciousness withdrew from the chaotic space, lay comfortably on the bed, raised Erlang's legs, and the smile on the corner of his mouth could not be concealed. Long Chen found that, as expected, danger and opportunity coexist, courage is yield, and all the gains so far are due to courage and daring to take risks. The difference in strength between him now and when he was with Emon Yen is simply worlds apart. Call, Long Chen waved his hand, the flame stick was in his hand, and when he saw the flame stick, Long Chen suddenly sounded a person. He usually also held an ebony stick in his hand. When he thought of his voice and smile, Long Chen couldn't help but feel sad. Got hurt. If you are still alive, it would be great to see what I have achieved now. I believe you will be proud of me. Long Chen couldn't help muttering to himself. The old man and Chu Jianying died on the surface to protect the Tianwu continent, but in fact, they died under a conspiracy in a chess game, and the person who played the game was De Brahma. Therefore, when it comes to De Brahma, Long Chen's heart is full of hatred. This hatred has been engraved in the depths of Long Chen's soul. This is an endless hatred. Buzz, suddenly the door of Longchen cave opened, and Bai Yingshu's call came from outside the door. Bai Dale? Who is Bai Dale? Did you call the wrong person? Suddenly Long Chen slapped his forehead, held the flame long stick, and walked out. As soon as he left the cave, he saw Bai Yingshu smiling. Obviously, the name Bai Dalyu is too funny. I'm going to the cold sky territory soon. Buzz, as soon as Bai Yingshu's voice fell, Wan Long's nest trembled slightly, and then there was a cold shout from outside. The Bai Long family, you must give the old man an explanation today. Chapter 50-60. When the Wan Long nest of the White Dragon clan entered the cold sky territory, there were already countless chariots and flying boats lining up here, and the end could not be seen at a glance. Before Long Chen could take a closer look at the cold sky territory, there was a roar with endless anger in his ears. Long Chen looked for the reputation and found that it was a large group of strong people of the Jinwu clan, and the Wan Long of the Bai Long clan was replaced by a large group of strong people. The nest is surrounded. You stay here, I'll deal with them. Bai Yingxian said to Long Chen and the others. Bai Yingxian knew that it was impossible to fight here, and the Jinwu clan was just spitting, trying to save some face. After all, the last time they faced the White Dragon family, their people were too scared to let go. Now that they have all the staff, they have to discuss with the White Dragon family. This so-called discussing an explanation is nothing more than a misunderstanding. After each of them has a theory, the misunderstanding is resolved, and everyone leaves, so that everyone has the face. Although Bai Yingxian is not good at dealing with this kind of thing, she also knows this routine, but she doesn't plan to give them any face. Let's go together, I'm the best at dealing with this kind of thing. Long Chen walked over with a flame stick, using the stick as a crutch. Obviously, Bai Yingxian, Bai Yingxue and others didn't know what it meant that there was a flame stick in Long Chen's hand suddenly, but when they heard that he was good at this, they no longer refused. Bai Yingxian said to Long Chen, we are here to ring the bell this time. Before Bai Yingxian could finish speaking, Long Chen said with a smile, understood, when you ring the bell, you have to put on a good posture, sit down on the horse and exhale, and the ringing is loud enough. Bai Yingxian found out that Long Chen was really smart. With him around, she didn't need to worry about anything. The rest stayed in Wan Long's nest. Long Chen and Bai Yingxue, as well as more than 30 Shuangmai Tianxing powerhouses from the Bai Long family followed Bai Yingxian, walked down the Wan Long nest. At this time, the powerhouses of the Jinwu clan had already surrounded Wan Long nest, and Long Chen couldn't help but be startled when he saw this battle. There were millions of the powerhouses of the Jinwu clan. And among these millions of powerhouses, apart from the thousands of older generation powerhouses, all of them are disciples of the new generation. I'll go and make a fortune. When Long Chen glanced at a group of elite powerhouses in the crowd, his heart skipped a beat, almost drooling. That's a group of children of destiny. Yes, it's a group, and it's still a big group. There are thousands of people. 1, 2, no 1, 2, 3. Long Chen opened his mouth wide, excitedly pointing at the son of destiny of the Jinwu clan, and counting. When Long Chen began to count the sons of destiny of the Jinwu clan were furious. Court death, boom. The disciples of the Jinwu clan rushed over at once, and the children of destiny showed the destiny roulette in an instant. More than 6,000 sons of destiny held up the vision at the same time, and the posture suddenly caused countless powerhouses present to exclaim. Seeing this scene, countless flying boats and warships began to leave the place one after another, giving up a large open space, for fear after a while, the fight was affected. Although everyone knows that the Jinwoo clan and the White Dragon clan are both terrifying clans, they will not fight easily, but this posture is indeed a bit scary, and it is better to stay away. Don't count, there are more than 6,700 children of destiny in my Jinwoo clan, and those who can take your life can take at least half of them. If you want to die, you can fight. Among the children of destiny of the Jinwoo clan, a strong man shouted angrily. I'm going, there are more than 6,700 people. On average, one tree can be divided into at least two. It's okay. I'm very satisfied. Long Chen heard the man's provocation and couldn't help but be very excited. He only heard the number of people. The latter words he completely ignored, did not hear at all. Bai Yingxian, your disciple of the White Dragon clan killed my disciple of the Jinwoo clan, and you used your cultivation to cover up the murderer. Do you think our Jinwoo clan is afraid of you? If you don't give an explanation today, don't think about leaving. An old man shouted sharply. Only then did Long Chen notice the old man. Long Chen didn't expect that the background of the Jinwoo clan is terrifying enough. There are 6 three-line heavenly saints, hundreds of double-lineage heavenly saints, thousands of one-lineage heavenly saints, and what is the situation of the Jinwoo family? Is this all dispatched? Has the property been emptied? What do you want to say? Holding the golden long stick, Long Chen stepped out of the crowd and stood in front of Bai Yingxian so struttingly. In this way, he instantly became the focus of the audience. Boom! For fear that others can't see the flame stick in his hand, Long Chen's stick deliberately pulled a dashing stick flower in the air, gently slammed it on the ground, and a muffled sound, with Long Chen as the core on the ground, golden color. The divine brilliance radiated out, forming a pattern of an ancient hibiscus tree. Stupid? If you can't see anymore, you are really blind. After Long Chen finished this, he looked at them arrogantly. At this time, the faces of the Jinwoo clan's powerhouses changed. They focused on Bai Yingxian at first. Although they also saw Long Chen and the flame stick in Long Chen's hand, they didn't take it seriously. It's not that Long Chen's long stick is not strong enough, but the heart of Fusang is too strong. The so-called treasure is hidden. After the treasure reaches a certain level, it will automatically restrain its aura and hide fluctuations, so it is not easy to be noticed. Long Chen deliberately activated a rune on the heart of the hibiscus, and the figure of the ancient hibiscus appeared on the ground thousands of miles under his feet. Although the pattern was fleeting, the picture was extremely shocking. Not to mention the Jinwoo family, even practitioners who don't understand flames can see that the long stick in Long Chen's hand is definitely a treasure. This action of Long Chen successfully attracted the attention of the strong Jinwoo clan. When their eyes fell on the Fusang Mushin in Long Chen's hands, the Fusang Mushin in Long Chen's hands trembled involuntarily, as if receiving some power. The traction, the divine radiance flowed, and the breath became more and more amazing, as if he had come to life all of a sudden. Long Chen knows that this is the induction of the ancient Fusang wood and the fire of the Golden Crow. When Long Chen looked at the strong men of the Golden Crow, Long Chen saw desire, greed, and surging in their eyes. The killing intent, obviously, they had the idea of killing people and stealing treasures. Boy, you're this. A Sanmai Tianxing finally couldn't help it and shouted to Long Chen. However, he only said half of his words. The old man who spoke before seemed to have a very high status in the Jinwoo clan. He waved his hand and stopped the old man from speaking, but looked at Long Chen coldly and said, "Boy, who are you?" The old man stopped the others from speaking, and at the same time, the strong men of the Jinwoo clan looked away from the heart of Fusang Mu and looked neatly at Long Chen. Looking at this posture, Long Chen knew that the old man must have informed everyone with a secret method, to pretend to be calm and not to be too exaggerated. The more they do, the more they prove their desire for Fusang Mushin. I am you. Long Chen instinctively wanted to take advantage, But when he saw that the other party was too old, forget it, he said lightly, I am Bai Daoyu, known as the third master of Bai, your disciple was killed by me, what can you do? As soon as Long Chen's arrogant words came out, the powerhouses of the Jinwu clan were furious. Chapter 5061 Long Chen opened his mouth, as if a dead pig was not afraid of boiling water. He didn't give any face to the other side, and he didn't give any steps to both sides. Obviously, the way the big clans dealt with problems was different in the past. Generally, big clans don't easily start wars. They are all based on the principle of reducing big things to small and small things, leaving room everywhere, and finally solving the problem satisfactorily. However, as soon as Long Chen opened his mouth, he blocked all the roads, and made it clear that he wanted to be tough, and he didn't plan to talk to the other party at all. Hearing Long Chen's wild words, the strong men of the Jinwu clan were shocked and angry. This guy is too arrogant. I have never seen such a tyrannical person. Boy, can you say it again? The leader of the Golden Crow clan is the deputy patriarch of the Golden Crow clan, a powerhouse of the Four Meridians heavenly saint level, with high authority and domineering. No one has ever dared to speak to him like this in his life. He pointed at Long Chen and was so angry, trembling. You didn't hear clearly, right? Then I'll let you hear clearly. Long Chen said, then walked out of the White Dragon clan's camp and walked to the deputy chief of the Golden Crow clan step by step. When seeing Long Chen approaching, the strong people of the Jinwu clan suddenly became nervous, and some even had difficulty breathing. They were nervous, not because they were afraid of Long Chen, but because the long flame stick in Long Chen's hand was getting closer and closer to them. It was the treasure they dreamed of. The Jinwu family is born from the ancient Fusang tree, which is equivalent to the mother tree of the spiritual clan. It is indispensable. After each son of destiny, he will be given a branch of the ancient Fusang tree, which will be refined into the seed of Fusang to nourish the natural life. Flame. The branches of the ancient hibiscus trees are their divine weapon, but this divine weapon is not exposed, but is used as an auxiliary divine weapon for cultivation. The branches will continue to grow and grow under their nourishment. The stronger their strength, the stronger the branches will grow, and the stronger the branches, the stronger their source power will be. The branches of the ancient hibiscus tree are divided into grades 1 to 10. To put it bluntly, it is the grade division of the trunk and the branches. The trunk is the first grade, the branches are the second grade, the branches of the branches are the third grade, and so on until the 10th grade. When the strong people of the Golden Crow are born, they will be assigned the leaves of Fusang as a seed to awaken the fire of the Golden Crow. When they become adults, they will be assigned branches according to their talents. Although everyone in the Golden Crow family has a Golden Crow branch in their body, this Golden Crow branch can be used as the seed of hibiscus to cultivate the ancient hibiscus tree. However, the reason why the ancient hibiscus tree is precious is not its own material, but its age. It takes at least millions of years for an ancient Fusang tree to become a useful material. To become an ancestral tree-level existence, it takes more than 10 million years. If there are not enough resources to maintain it, it will take longer. Therefore, what the Jinwu clan lacks is not ordinary ancient hibiscus trees, but ancient hibiscus trees. Throughout the entire Jinwu clan, they only have one ancestral tree that can nourish them. The most important thing is that all the resources of the Jinwu clan have been accumulated on the ancestral tree, and there is no more resources to cultivate other ancient Fusang trees. Because there is only one ancestral tree, but there are hundreds of millions of disciples of the Jinwu clan, which makes wolves more fleshy and less fleshy. According to the rules of the Golden Crow clan, when the disciples of the Golden Crow clan become adults, they will be given a branch. Because of the limited resources, ordinary disciples can only obtain the 6th level branches to refine the tree heart, and even the Son of Destiny can only obtain the 4th level tree heart. The Golden Crow clan does not allow anyone to use the tree heart above the 3rd level, not even the patriarch, because it will damage the origin of the ancestral tree and affect its growth. The ancestral tree is their foundation and must not be damaged in any way. And what Long Chen holds in his hand is a 1st level tree heart. Although the strong people of the Jinwu family have never seen a first-level tree heart, this does not hinder their speculation. The terrifying flame fluctuations of the wooden stick in Long Chen's hands have already made them excited. If they can get the first-level tree heart in Long Chen's hands, they will immediately raise their strength to a level, and it is still a very high level. Although the ancient Fusang tree in the chaotic space of Long Chen is incomparable to the ancestral tree of the Jinwu clan, the heart of this tree is comparable to the second-level tree heart of their clan. The strong have a fatal temptation. Lord Deputy Clan Chief, let's do it, kill him and snatch the heart of the tree. There was a voice transmission to the Deputy Clan Chief of the Jinwu clan. Keep your breath, you must keep your breath, now is not the best time to compete for treasures. The Deputy Chief of the Jinwu clan responded, but his breath clearly began to fluctuate violently. No way, it was a call from the depths of the soul. Even he couldn't get rid of it. He watched Long Chen walk in front of him. At that moment he was so nervous that he couldn't breathe. When Long Chen came to the Jinwu clan powerhouse alone, at that moment, everyone's hearts were raised in their throats, and even the spectators in the distance became nervous. They don't know Long Chen, but it takes more than courage for a disciple of the divine venerable realm to dare to stand alone in front of the four vain heavenly saints. At that moment, the young disciples watching the battle from a distance were all shocked by Long Chen's courage, and at the same time there was a trace of admiration and awe in their eyes. In front of the Sanmai Tianxing powerhouse, they will be affected by their coercion, and they are so nervous that they dare not even say a word, but Long Chen dares to come to them alone under the watchful eyes of so many people. Horrible! When Long Chen came to the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan, the flame stick in his hand almost touched the cheek of the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan, and at this time the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan became a little short of breath. When Long Chen saw this scene, he had forgotten all the lines he had planned to anger the other party. With such a good opportunity, what else would you say? Raise your hand directly. You stinky shameless. Snapped, in the crowd's attention, Long Chen slapped the Jinwu clan's deputy chief with a big slap in the face. At that moment, the chins of the bystanders fell to their chests in an instant, and their eyes were about to fly out. In going, damn it, why did you use the trick? After Long Chen slapped his hand, he remembered that his slap technique is famous all over the world, and it will be revealed if he can't get it right. After Long Chen slapped him, he dragged his stick and ran back, taking advantage of it and running away. Die for my father. At this time, the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan, who was smashed, reacted, roared, and grabbed Long Chen with a claw. Boom! The four-veined heavenly sages made a move, the heavenly prestige destroyed the world, and the void exploded, forming a vortex of thousands of miles. Although Long Chen escaped quickly, he was still covered by the vortex, and was sucked back by the vortex in an instant. Long Chen didn't resist, he let his body retreat, and at the same time shouted in horror, "The captain of the guard, save me!" Chapter 5062 Being sucked by the vortex. Long Chen must show weakness, otherwise it would be easier to expose himself, and shouted to Bai Yingxian for help. At the same time, the white scales around Long Chen's body circulated, twisting his body crazily, struggling with all his strength, deliberately showing his identity as a white dragon family, so that everyone could see his movements clearly. Only in this way can he cover up the slap just now. In this way, others would think that the slap was just a coincidence, and would not suspect his identity. Boom! On a white dragon claw, the divine radiance flows, tearing the vortex, grabbing Long Chen, and pulling Long Chen out of the vortex. Long Chen returned to the team and kept patting his chest with his hands. He looked like he was almost scared to death. His hands and feet were trembling, as if he had not recovered from the panic. I have to say that Long Chen's acting skills are not inferior to him. How much combat power! Deng deng deng. The vortex was torn apart, and the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan stepped back 5 steps in a row before he stabilized his body. Is the White Dragon clan going to declare war with my Golden Crow clan? Well, then come on, let you pay your debts with blood today. Boom! The deputy patriarch of the Jinwu clan gave an order, and millions of strong people of the Jinwu clan simultaneously launched a vision, killing intent soaring to the sky. Afraid of you? Bai Yingxian sneered. With a wave of her jade hand, the Wanlong nest roared behind her back and entered a fighting state. Bai Yingxian herself had 3 dragons flowing around her body, and her aura was soaring. Her 3 dragons were different from others. Everyone else was 3 dragons flying together. Various formations have evolved, but Bai Yingxian's 3 dragon veins are twisted together like a long chain of dragon veins, entangling her. This was the first time Long Chen saw Bai Yingxian show his aura. At that moment, Long Chen's heart froze. Although the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan was blessed by the dragon energy of the sky, he was completely suppressed by Bai Yingxian in terms of aura. It seems that it is not that the more Tianmai dragon energy, the stronger the strength, but also depends on how to apply it. When Long Chen saw this posture, he immediately felt relieved. Opponent. To put it bluntly, as long as Bai Yingxian is willing, he can completely destroy the entire Jinwu clan with the power of one person. And when Bai Yingxian showed the vision, countless powerful people in the distance heard exclamations of exclamation, obviously shocked by Bai Yingxian's aura. She is also a Sanmai heavenly sage, and Bai Yingxian's aura is much stronger than theirs. There is no comparison. Come on, look down on life and death. Just do it if you don't accept it, come over if you have the kind, and let you see the courage and blood of the White Dragon family. The great White Dragon family will never bow their heads in front of the clown. Long Chen was still afraid of the other party. Frightened, he directly added another fire to them. Bai Yingxi's jade hand had already grasped the long sword around her waist. At this time, she was a little nervous. Obviously, she was not used to killing. Don't be afraid, you can't fight. Long Chen whispered. Of course they can't fight. On the one hand, the other side doesn't dare, because they have no chance of winning. Besides, the people behind them won't let them fight. Tutu, please be calm and don't be impatient. Give me Brahma Pill Valley a face, and don't act rashly, okay? At this moment, a group of old men in Pill Valley costumes ran out, and as soon as they appeared, they persuaded in the attitude of a peacemaker. Whether it is the White Dragon clan or the Golden Crow clan, they are both giants, and they are all powerful forces. What's the matter with us? Why can't we sit down and talk? It's not appropriate to make such a big fanfare and let others see it as a joke. The old man who came forward was a Sanmai Tianxing level powerhouse. This person has a bit of ability. He doesn't use his identity to oppress others, and he doesn't say who is responsible for this matter. He directly points out the status of both parties and makes them take into account. Point identity. You two calm down. If you can trust me in Brahma Pill Valley, let's find a place and tell the whole story. Maybe there is a misunderstanding, and the misunderstanding is resolved. Wouldn't it be better for everyone to be in peace? The old man said. There's nothing to say. The Jinwu family wanted to steal my son's fire, and then they were killed by me. The most important thing is that their people said that my news was leaked to them by your Brahma Pill Valley people. You said, is this nonsense? How could the famous Brahma Pill Valley do such a dirty thing? Long Chen said loudly. As soon as Long Chen said these words, the faces of the strong men of the Jinwu clan changed greatly, and the strong men of the Brahma Pill Valley also showed a touch of embarrassment on their faces. They looked at the Jinwu clan, and the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan was angry. You are talking nonsense and spitting blood. Che, who am I, Bai Dalyu? How can I do such a boring thing? By the way, that kid said, you let him come out, let him swear with his soul and see if he said anything? Long Chen suddenly pointed one of the strong people of the Jinwu clan, the Shuangmai Tianshengdo. I have to say, Long Chen's eyes are really good and his memory is good. He found out the group of people who robbed him that day and pointed out the leader. When Long Chen said this, the old man's face changed greatly, and the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan looked at the old man with murderous intent, because the old man did not tell him about this. How did this make Brahma Pill Valley come down to the stage? You died for me, what the hell is going on? The deputy chief of the Jinwu clan roared. The old man of the Jinwu clan was so frightened that his body trembled and he could no longer speak. At this moment, an old man beside him suddenly stood up, knelt on the ground with a puff, and said with a crying voice, "The seniors of Brahma Pill Valley, this is all our fault, but we can't do anything about it." At that time, the White Dragon clan was aggressive, and if we didn't get it right, we would kill us all. As a last resort, we pulled out the Brahma Pill Valley just to save our lives, and we did not have the slightest disrespect for the Brahma Pill Valley. In fact, several of us are old bones and we have already passed the age of greed for life and fear of death, but for these children, we have to pull the Brahma Pill Valley. One person does things and one person is responsible, and several of us are willing to die to prove the innocence of Brahma Pill Valley. After the old man finished speaking, he even pretended to take out a long sword and wiped it against his neck. "I'll go, this reaction is okay." Long Chen was stunned, and he never thought that the Jinwu clan still had such talents. When, as expected, the old man had just started, and a divine light flew over and shot down his long sword. It was the strong man from Pill Valley who shot. The strong man in Pill Valley laughed and said, "It's okay, if my reputation in Brahma Pill Valley can save people's lives, what's the harm in being damaged?" The deputy patriarch of the Jinwu clan immediately borrowed the donkey to descend the slope and said with admiration, "The Brahma Pill Valley, this kind of mind, this bearing, is really impressive, but even so, maliciously slandering the Brahma Pill Valley is unforgivable. When you go back, I will punish you for thinking for 1,000 years and repent with peace of mind." "Thank you, Senior." Those old men of the Golden Crow clan once again expressed their thanks to the strong Dangu, and this matter was revealed just like that. "I have to say that this move is indeed very high. Master Captain, look at this." The Pill Valley powerhouse turned his head to look at Bai Yingxian, but at the same time his consciousness swept towards Long Chen next to him intentionally or unintentionally, and suddenly a sense of danger rose from Long Chen's heart. Chapter 5063. When the old man looked at Long Chen, the power of the flames around Long Chen suddenly soared, and there were signs of loss of control at that moment. Long Chen almost instinctively wanted to withdraw the flame, but at this time Chen Kuanding said, "Don't move, let Huolinger come, he is deliberately testing your details. Like him, you have practiced the great Brahma Sutra, and it is easy to perceive it. Even if you cannot perceive it, it will make him suspicious." Long Chen's heart froze. He was still too young to think of this, and at this moment, Huolinger had already helped Long Chen control the flame. Although Huolinger has also practiced the great Brahma Sutra, she is the body of the fire spirit. As long as she doesn't sing the great Brahma Sutra, her power will not have the breath of the great Brahma Sutra. Unlike Long Chen, he practiced the great Brahma Sutra, and the symbol of the great Brahma Sutra was imprinted in the depths of his soul, so he was in danger of being exposed. "What? Even Brahma Pill Valley is interested in my sunfire? Would you like me to sell it to you at a suitable price?" Long Chen looked at the Pill Valley old man and couldn't help but sneer at the corner of his mouth. "Are you willing to sell the fire of the sun?" The Pill Valley powerhouse was slightly taken aback. Many people will refine this kind of flame as the flame of life. How could they possibly make a move? Dare not to sell it? You were caught by the people of Brahma Pill Valley, and immediately encountered the robbery of the Jinwu clan. If I don't hand it over, will my life be at risk? Long Chen sneered. The Dan Valley old man also heard that Long Chen was deliberately mocking them. In fact, the Dan Valley old man also knew what was going on. He smiled slightly. "Your Excellency is joking. Don't worry, within the jurisdiction of my Brahma Pill Valley, no one will rob you. You must know that the divine brilliance of Brahma will shine to every corner of the world. The Hantian territory is also the place where the Brahma heavenly venerate rises. Here, everyone will enjoy the blessings of the Brahma heavenly venerate and usher in good luck." "Nima, this is really disgusting." Long Chen's scalp is numb when he hears it. Only a fool would believe this kind of stupid thing. Long Chen was too lazy to continue to pay attention to him. He was afraid that he could not help but scold to Brahma. If he did, it would be really troublesome. "Both of you, give me Brahma Pill Valley a face. How about letting this thing go?" the old man asked Bai Yingxian and the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan. "The face of Brahma Pill Valley, our Jinwu family must give it, but..." The deputy patriarch of the Jinwu clan looked at Long Chen, and murderous intent surged in his eyes. Someone stole the treasure of my Jinwu clan, and we absolutely cannot tolerate it. Treasure? What are you talking about? The Dan Valley strongman was stunned for a moment, and then he saw the flame stick in Long Chen's hand. That's right, what he has in his hands is the lost treasure of my Jinwu clan, the golden crow dragon stick. He must hand it over, otherwise my Jinwu clan will never die with him. The treasure of the Jinwu clan? Also the golden crow Panlong stick? The Jinwu clan has a hairy relationship with the Panlong, ha ha. You're going to die of laughing at me, ha ha ha. Long Chen laughed for a while. This smile is not fake, but really amused by the Jinwu clan. The so-called coiling dragon stick means that there is a picture of a coiling dragon on the stick. Different from other dragons, it sleeps forever in the ground, or in the ridge, or under the ancient city. Wherever there are dragons, disasters rarely occur. Therefore, Panlong is also called Panlong, which means that it is as stable as a rock. On the casting vessel, there is a rune called Panlong Talisman. The Panlong Talisman is a kind of rune that can evolve into tens of thousands of different branches, ranging from weak to strong. Coiling dragon talismans are generally cast on long-handled weapons, such as spears, and halberds, but in practice, sticks are the most common. Therefore, in the weapons, there is a kind of stick called the coiling dragon stick, and the weapon is very large. From ordinary soldiers to heavenly holy soldiers, there are its figures. The strong people of the Golden Crow clan thought that the coiling dragon cudgel was just the name of an ordinary weapon, just like a spear and a halberd. The name of this Golden Crow coiling dragon cudgel was too funny. Long Chen laughed for a while, which made the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan feel a little inappropriate. He knew that he had said something wrong, but he didn't turn back when he opened the bow, so he could only bite the bullet and say, "What do you know, a yellow-mouthed child? That Golden Crow cudgel once killed Panlong, drank its blood, and refined its soul, so it's called the Golden Crow Panlong cudgel." Great, really great. Long Chen stretched his thumb and saw shameless, never seen such shameless, "Hey, you are amazing. You said that this stick is yours, then I can also say that I planted the ancient Fusang tree of your Jinwu family. I will go and get it back when I have time." Long Chen said lightly, "Fart, our ancient Fusang tree has a history of tens of millions of years. At that time, your ancestors were not born." A disciple of the Jinwu clan cursed. "You just farted, your whole family is farting. Lao Tzu has been reincarnated 3,000 times, and that tree was planted when I was reincarnated 1,207 times. I was 18 years old at the time. When I planted it, it was autumn. After planting, I drenched it and fertilized it. I remember it clearly." Long Chen said, "Fart, after reincarnation, no one can remember the previous life, this is common sense." Someone said angrily, "You just fart, how do you have a good memory? You can say what I say is yours, and I can also say that your things are mine, don't you agree to fight?" Long Chen waved the flame stick in his hand, pointing at the people look arrogant and authentic. "Okay, I accept your challenge." The provoked man immediately stood up, pointed at Long Chen and said, "Come on, one-on-one, life and death are your destiny, do you dare?" The man is a son of destiny, and his strength is good. When he saw Long Chen provoking him, although he was angry on the surface, his heart was full of ecstasy. When the opportunity came, he could get the long stick in his hand as long as he could kill him. "No, that is the Golden Crow dragon stick. Yeah. Dare to provoke me, I'll be afraid of you? Come, one-on-one, as you said, one-on-one, life and death are destined for each other." Long Chen looked angry, rolled his arms and rolled his sleeves, about to the appearance of beating. "Take me a little." Long Chen rushed forward, but saw that Bai Yingxue didn't move at all, and hurriedly sent her a voice transmission. This girl really didn't understand cooperation at all. Only then did Bai Yingxue react, and she hurriedly pulled Long Chen and said, "Don't be impulsive, you may not be his opponent." "What? I'm not his opponent?" When Long Chen heard this sentence, he suddenly fired 3 feet. At that moment his eyes were red, and he pointed at the man, "Come on, I don't beat your shit out today, I think your steel door is tightly clamped." As soon as Long Chen said this, countless people around almost burst out laughing, and the Son of Destiny was so angry that his face turned black. Since the two of you want to settle your grievances, let's go to the ring. At this time, the old man in Pill Valley suggested helplessly, but there was a gloomy look in the depths of his eyes. Chapter 5064. Go on. Who's afraid of who? Boy, he'll give you a stick of incense. You go to say goodbye to your parents first, write your suicide note, arrange the coffin, and choose the cemetery. Long Chen pointed out. The disciple shouted arrogantly. The disciple of the Jinwu family was so angry that his face turned green, and Long Chen's posture was sure to kill him, which made his lungs explode with anger. He is the Son of Destiny of the Jinwu clan. When has he been so underestimated? He trembled with anger and roared, "I'll kill you with 3 moves. Come on, don't brag, go straight to the ring. By the way, don't you really need to say goodbye to your relatives?" Long Chen added at the end. The disciple of the Golden Crow clan responded with one word, "Go away." Boom! Suddenly the void trembled, and a curtain of light descended. Holding a formation plate, the old Dan Gu directly summoned an enchantment. Inside the enchantment, an ancient ring appeared. When he saw the arena, Long Chen was taken aback. This arena was as white as jade. I don't know what material it was made of. As soon as it appeared, the quaint atmosphere came over, and the bloody atmosphere made the soul tremble. This is an extremely ancient arena. I don't know how many strong people have died in the arena, and it has been stained with endless resentment. It seems that this arena may have a secret that no one knows. As soon as the arena appeared, Long Chen was startled, and the others were even more shocked by its breadth, and for a while, everyone stopped talking. When the old Dangu saw this scene, he smiled slightly. His eyes were full of pride, but his mouth was humble and authentic. This is the final stage of my cold sky territory. It is built with the bones of sea whales from ancient times. The arena is extremely sturdy and can withstand the full attack of the 3-veined heavenly saint-level powerhouse. After the two are in the ring, they can give it a go without worrying about whether the ring can withstand it. Long Chen sneered in his heart, "You are afraid that we will not dare to kill. It is clear that this old man is not a good thing. He is trying to kill him here." Long Chen also knew that the Jinwu clan was waiting for them here, and it must have been arranged behind Dan Gu. As for whether they wanted to touch the bottom of the White Dragon clan, or simply give the White Dragon clan a disgrace, no one knew. Long Chen is planning to use the hibiscus heart to seduce them. The huge temptation will definitely make them extremely impulsive. Sure enough, they will be fooled by a little trick. However, what Long Chen didn't expect was that he deliberately chose a disciple of the Jinwu family who was not very strong to provoke him. He actually agreed directly. You know, this guy's strength is weaker than the one he killed before. A lot. What Long Chen didn't know was that although he killed the Son of Destiny of the Golden Crow clan with one move, because everything came too fast, the strong men of the Golden Crow clan didn't see what was going on at all. Coincidentally, the Son of Destiny of the Golden Crow clan went into a retreat a few days ago, nourishing his heart of Fusang with the power of the source, and actually recovered when he left the retreat. Others didn't know. They thought that he had consumed a lot of money in order to nourish Muzin's source, plus a negligence, before he was killed by Long Chen. When they returned to the Jinwu clan, when the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan asked them, they answered that Long Chen's strength was average, and it was a coincidence that he could kill their disciples. It can be taken down. As a result, they have a preconceived notion that Long Chen is not strong, and before Long Chen slapped the old man of the Jinwu clan, Long Chen was just a casual blow, no force at all. He was mainly to humiliate him, not to hurt him. Therefore, although the blow was loud, it did not cause any damage to the deputy chief of the Jinwu clan. The deputy chief of the Jinwu clan also thought that the strength of Long Chen was average. Because of this, that disciple fought against Long Chen, and they didn't show any signs of organizing, not even reminding them. "Come on, open the arena, I want you to understand." The disciple of the Jinwu clan broke down and rushed into the formation directly into the arena. "Come on, who's afraid of who?" Long Chen also rushed in without hesitation. When Long Chen rushed into the ring, Bai Yingxue looked at Bai Yingxian with a strange look in her eyes. She didn't understand why Long Chen was acting in this play. However, Long Chen pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger is really funny. Bai Yingxue almost laughed several times, but he finally held back. When Long Chen jumped onto the ring, the disciples of the Jinwu clan roared, like a lightning bolt rushing over. This person is a bit insidious, and he didn't give Long Chen a chance to land at all. It was no different from a sneak attack. Be careful. Seeing this scene, the powerhouses of the Jinwu clan exclaimed in surprise, because they could see clearly that Long Chen was alone when he rushed in, but two when he passed through the barrier. The one who fell first was Long Chen's clone, and he didn't know what means Long Chen used to confuse the disciples of the Jinwu family, but he didn't see this scene. Boom! The disciple of the Jinwu clan heard the exclamations from the outside world, but he thought that the exclamation was from the White Dragon clan. Under the pride, the sharp claws pierced the air, grabbed Long Chen in an instant, and there was an explosion of Long Chen. Burst. However, at the moment when Long Chen burst into pieces, he suddenly had a look of horror in his eyes, and only then did he realize that this was a clone. Boom! At this moment, a long flame of fire smashed down from behind him and hit the back of his head. The stick was fast and ruthless, and it directly blew the head of the Jinwu disciple. The disciple of the Golden Crow shuddered, transformed into a huge three-legged golden crow, and slammed onto the ring with a muffled sound. The son of destiny, who had been showing off his might just now, instantly became a corpse. Long Chen's golden crow pandragon stick suddenly lit up and then returned to normal. In the chaotic space, Huolinger's surprise cry came. It turned out that Long Chen used the golden black dragon stick to inhale all the power of the opponent into the long stick, and then sent it into the chaotic space to Huolinger. After Huolinger's explanation last time, Long Chen has also mastered this power. Under the incubation of Huolinger, a palm-sized golden crow rune appeared and landed on the withered ancient Fusang tree. The ancient Fusang tree trembled. On its body, it began to tremble and eventually turned into a butterfly-sized golden crow of 3 tribes. Long Chen just killed the disciples of the Jinwu clan. The bodies of him and the disciples of the Jinwu clan were sent out. The strong people of the Jinwu clan were excited. The roulette of fate was killed without being summoned. Jinwu family, but that's it. After Long Chen returned, he waved his long stick and sneered. Long Chen's words directly detonated the Jinwu clan, and a disciple of the Jinwu clan pointed at Long Chen and cursed, "You are too insidious. You are using a strategy, not real strength. You're not convinced? Then come again?" Long Chen sneered. "It is good, it is also a son of destiny." He rushed into the ring without saying a word, and Long Chen also rushed in. This time, the disciple did not stop the killing halfway, but quietly waited for Long Chen to enter. Obviously, he was much more cautious than the previous man, and immediately summoned the Wheel of Destiny, staring at Long Chen. Long Chen also took a stance. Suddenly he was stunned, looked behind the man and said, "What are you doing here?" The man was shocked and hurriedly turned back, and then there was a burst of exclamation from outside the arena. When the disciple of the Jinwu clan looked back, he saw Long Chen with a sly smile and a stick smashed down. Chapter 5065, Puff. A big head was smashed by Long Chen with a stick. Igi. In Long Chen's mind, the voices of Kiel Shiyue and Qiankuan Cauldron came at the same time. Obviously, both of them can't stand it anymore. Long Chen is too bad. Outside the arena, the strong people of the Jinwu clan were already furious, and countless people yelled at them, while Bai Yingxue and the others looked at me and I looked at you, with a strange look on their faces. They all know Long Chen's strength, and they have seen the pictures of his hot hand killing the powerhouses of the Minglong family. To be honest, Long Chen and them in the ring have already bullied people. What's even more extreme is that even though they can kill the opponent, they want to kill the opponent. Seeing the strong people of the Jinwu clan jumping like thunder and gnashing their teeth, they suddenly feel that the Jinwu clan is a little pitiful. The headless corpses of Long Chen and the Jinwu family were teleported out. The Jinwu clan, that's all. Long Chen's sarcasm completely made the Jinwu clan powerhouses fry the pot. They roared and rushed towards Long Chen, with a posture of desperately fighting with Long Chen, which immediately alerted the White Dragon clan and set them aside. Formation. Quiet and quiet, on the arena, swords have no eyes, and life and death are determined by destiny. Seeing that the Jinwu clan and the Bailong clan were showing signs of fighting again, the old Dango hurriedly shouted. At this time, the deputy patriarch of the Jinwu clan also hurriedly came forward to control the scene, ordering the high-level leaders to suppress the disciples and let them not be so impulsive. "I'll meet you." A son of destiny of the Golden Crow clan gave a cold drink and jumped onto the ring, but Long Chen shook his head and said, "I don't want to fight you, I can't fight you." The son of destiny of the Jinwu clan almost vomited blood. He was barely ranked in the top 100 among the sons of destiny of the Jinwu clan, but Long Chen dared not fight him. "A coward, coward, I'm really ashamed of your White Dragon clan." The son of destiny of the Golden Crow clan stood on the ring and roared. "If you want me to fight you, you can cut off your hands and feet first, and I will fight you again." Long Chen squinted at him for a while and said, "But..." The son of destiny of the Golden Crow clan sneered. "I have already fought 2 thrilling battles of life and death, and my physical strength has been greatly reduced. Do you want to take advantage of it? You cut yourself off, and it will be fair for us to compare." Long Chen said, "You call this thrilling? It's called life and death battle? Do you want to laugh at me?" The son of destiny of the Jinwu clan almost vomited blood. "Let's talk nonsense, either compare or get out. If you don't get out, to leave. Anyway, I've won 2 games and I won't lose today." Long Chen waved the golden black dragon stick in his hand, and he was about to return to Wanlong's nest. Now the Jinwu clan is in a hurry. "Hey, I'm here to fight you." At this time, another Golden Crow clan's destiny child stood up. This man had a long beard. Although his breath was weaker than that of the previous man, he was a little sinister and deliberately suppressed it. "Breath?" I thought Long Chen couldn't see it. Long Chen glanced at him and shook his head. "You are too ugly." "You." That person almost spurted blood. "Is this also a reason? Then let me meet you." At this time, a son of destiny of the Golden Crow clan came from a distance, and Long Chen realized that this son of destiny was not here, but just flew from a distance. That is to say, not all the sons of destiny of the Jinwu clan have arrived, and some people should be in seclusion in the Cold Sky territory. Long Chen understands clearly. No wonder he saw all the sons of destiny of the Jinwu clan, the strongest group, the level of Zhao Qingtian and Yi Lingxiao, did not see a stronger existence, which is a bit unreasonable. After all, the Jinwu clan is so huge, there must be a super strong person. Seeing this person galloping here, then I want to understand this problem. "You came all the way to die, I'm a little embarrassed to start." Long Chen looked at the man. "Call." The man came to the front. Without saying a word, he rushed directly into the ring. After entering the ring, he immediately summoned a vision, holding a weapon in his hand, and shouted sharply, "Get down quickly and die. Since you are in such a hurry to reincarnate, then I have to fulfill you." Long Chen shook his head helplessly and rushed into the ring. Entering the arena, Long Chen's golden black dragon stick in his hand dropped a pestle to the ground. Boom! With a loud bang, the god map of Fusang Gumu lit up the entire arena. At that moment, the eyes of all the disciples of the Jinwu clan who were watching the battle were about to bulge out. This time, they could see clearly. Such a huge god map, only the ancient hibiscus trees that are more than 10 million years old can be condensed. The god map summoned by Long Chen is actually a terrifying technique, but Long Chen doesn't seem to be able to use it. He can only summon the god map, but he doesn't know how to use it to attack. You must know that the Golden Crow family has a terrifying summoning technique, similar to a commanding technique, using the blood of the Golden Crow and Mu Xian to summon ancient heroic spirits to fight together. And the stronger the heart of the tree, the more powerful the heroic spirit summoned. Seeing that Long Chen can summon such a huge god, let alone those disciples, even the deputy hall masters of the Jinwu clan are jealous. You must know that even if you are the deputy hall master, the divine map that his Mu Xian can summon is less than 1/10 of Long Chen's. He doesn't know how many times he wants to grab it directly. Long Chen's wooden stick was a pestle, the god map appeared, and quickly disappeared. Long Chen looked behind the Jinwu disciple again and said, "Be careful behind your back." The son of destiny of the Golden Crow clan laughed loudly, "Your tricks are fundamental." Boom! However, amidst the exclamations of countless people, a Long Chen silently appeared from behind the Golden Crow disciple, struck his head with a stick, and smashed his head directly. Boom! The corpse of the Jinwu disciple fell to the ground, and everyone in the audience was dumbfounded. Two identical Long Chen appeared on the ring. Call. However, the dragon dust that shot suddenly scattered into the flame runes in the sky, and disappeared like that. Only then did people realize that it was just a clone. "Ha, I got another one." In the chaotic space, Huolinger held a long stick, jumping and laughing excitedly. It turned out that Huolinger also got a heart of hibiscus wood. Anyway, as long as the Golden Crow gave them, they would recover quickly. Since then, Huolinger pretended to be the clone of Long Chen, knocked the other party to death with a stick, and then turned into flame runes and scattered. The two cooperated flawlessly and deceived everyone present. Even the powerhouse of Brahma Pill Valley did not see any flaws. Jinwu family, but that's the case. Let's forget it. I don't have a single general. I'm a little embarrassed to bully you. Long Chen shook his head and sighed, and was about to go back. Stop, there are countless good men of my Jinwu clan. I'm not afraid of you killing. There is a way to continue. If you don't dare to continue, you are not born by your father. The strong man of the Jinwu clan yelled. Hearing this scolding, Long Chen's face suddenly became gloomy. Since you are all begging for death, I will fulfill you. Chapter 5066, Puff. With a wave of the Golden Crow dragon stick in Long Chen's hand, the son of destiny of the Golden Crow clan was still looking for the shadow of Long Chen, but he was smashed by Long Chen with a stick. Damn! The powerhouses of the Golden Crow clan erupted into a roar, their eyes were red, their teeth were gnashing, and they were almost going crazy. This is the call of Long Chen killed by Long Chen, and the onlookers were speechless for a while. This Bidale is too sinister. Is this an addiction to bullying? Although his strength is so terrifying, he deliberately picks the soft persimmons of the Jinwu family, and even picks the softest part, which is too damaging. The powerhouses of the Jinwu clan were so angry that their faces turned green. They had seen such damage before. They had killed so many disciples in vain. It is estimated that the dead disciples would cry and faint on Huangquan Road after learning the news. Come on. Don't be complacent. If Wu Jiuyang, the unparalleled arrogance of our Jinwu clan, comes, how can you survive 10 moves in his hands? A son of destiny of the Jinwu clan cursed angrily. Forget it, let's go here for today's affairs. Just treat it as a face for me in Brahma Pill Valley. If the conflict has not been resolved, it can be resolved by itself in the heavenly fire demon domain. At this time, the old man of Pill Valley stood up. Advise. Of course, the Jinwu clan and the Minglong clan had to borrow the donkey to go downhill, expressing that they would give this face, but a cold snort came from among the disciples of the Minglong clan. Do you think you are strong? How about letting this seat meet you? Chapter 5067. As he spoke, in the Wanlong nest of the Minglong family, a man who was over 10 feet tall, with no grass on his head, and dense black lines all over his body, walked out. His entire face, including the scalp, was covered with black lines, like a poisonous snake covered in black, making the scalp tingling. Although Long Chen's face is also covered with flame runes, the runes on Long Chen's face are symmetrical and look like they are covered with exquisite masks. And that bald man, the black runes on his head were not to mention in a mess, but also overlapped, and as he walked, those runes were crawling like poisonous snakes, which made goosebumps up. The king's breath, when he saw the man, Long Chen's heart jumped wildly, and Long Chen suddenly thought of Minglong Tianzhao. His breath was exactly the same as the Minglong Tianzhao he killed. When Long Chen fought Minglong Tianzhao for the first time, He didn't have this kind of breath at that time. Later, he couldn't beat Long Chen and sacrificed himself. The second time he met him, he had this kind of breath. This is the chi of the Emperor of the Underworld, which means that this person has the imprint of the Emperor of the Underworld, and may even have a magic weapon of the Emperor of the Underworld on his body. In that case, the strength of this person is a bit amazing. The bald man walked down the Wanlong's nest step by step. Every time he took a step, the Wanlong's nest under his feet would tremble. The violent aura was suffocating. This is an ancient powerhouse, and he should be a reincarnated powerhouse. His soul is extremely ancient. Entering the Skyfire demon realm, you have to be careful of him. In Long Chen's mind, a reminder from Bai Yingxian came. Long Chen nodded secretly. This person is very strong, but Long Chen is not afraid of him. Even if there is no restraint of the Emperor's blood seal, Long Chen is still not afraid as long as it is the same level, whether you are ancient Tianjiao or reincarnation. Long Chen is not afraid anyone. This seat just woke up, and I realize that you are very arrogant. If you are afraid, I can tie up my hands and feet to fight against you. The bald man of the Minglong family looked at Long Chen and said lightly, "This person's breath is not obvious, and even the fluctuation of the power of destiny is extremely weak, but he can give people a feeling of extreme danger. No one will despise him because of his breath, not to mention the younger generation disciples of the Minglong family." Looking at him, his eyes are full of awe, which shows that he has a very high status in the Minglong family. The men of the Minglong clan said this, and the powerhouses of the Minglong clan laughed. They did it on purpose. They were so angry with Long Chen before. Now that the man came out, he could finally raise his eyebrows. "If you think I'm afraid, just take it as if I'm afraid. I've played 17 games today, and I'm very tired. I need to rest." Long Chen shook his head and said, "This person is very strong," which makes Long Chen's heart a little itchy. However, when fighting against a powerhouse of this level, Long Chen can't keep it. Long Chen refused directly. The bald man snorted coldly, and just about to speak, the old man of the Minglong family stood up and said, "Wushang, forget it. Why bother with a guy who bullies the soft and fears the hard? Today we are going to give Brahma Pill Valley a face. If there is any grievance, let's settle it in the heavenly fire demon realm." In fact, the bald man came out a bit abruptly. The old man of Brahma Pill Valley just said that this matter was over, and he ran out, which was clearly hitting Brahma Pill Valley in the face. The face of the old man in Brahma Pill Valley was suddenly a little ugly. Fortunately, the old man from the Minglong family was not blind, and he came out at this time, and there was still a chance to remedy it. The old man of Brahma Pill Valley said, "Thank you so much. I hope you can follow the rules in the Cold Sky domain and don't embarrass us." After the old man of Brahma Pill Valley finished speaking, he left with people, and the strong men of the Jinwu clan also left with a gloomy face. To say that the most aggrieved, they belonged to them. They never thought that Long Chen was so insidious and so strong, but deliberately cheating their disciples was a loss. Long Chen also walked to Wanlong's nest with everyone. At this time, the voice of the bald powerhouse came from behind. "Remember my name, Minglong Wushang, because he will screw your head off." Long Chen didn't turn his head back and said, "I hear your words, and my ears are almost full of calluses, and the people who say this to me, without exception, died tragically." After Long Chen finished speaking, the man had already walked into the Wanlong nest, and there seemed to be a sneer from the bald man behind him, but there was a formation to isolate him, and he could no longer hear what he said. "Long Chen, why are you trying so hard to kill the Jinwu clan's little bastards?" Bai Yingxue couldn't help but said after returning. She couldn't figure it out. With Long Chen's strength, he should kill a lot of people at that level. "It's nothing, just for fun." Long Chen laughed. Of course he won't tell the truth. The source power of the Jinwu clan must be absorbed at the moment of killing it, otherwise it will be absorbed by Heavenly Dao, and Long Chen has to compete with Heavenly Dao for time. In addition, absorbing the power of the source and condensing the totem runes, Huolinger also figured it out by himself. The method is blunt and the movements are not skilled. If a complete kill will lead to a lot of waste of source power, wouldn't that be a waste of time? Long Chen, such a diligent and thrifty person, would never do such a thing. Killing them one by one, on the one hand, is for safety, and on the other hand, it is also for Huolinger to practice, so that she can try to use more methods to collect their source power. And Huolinger has indeed accumulated a lot of experience. When she killed the last son of destiny of the Jinwu clan, she could already absorb its source power from the air, which was to prepare for a large-scale harvest in the future. You are too bad. Bai Yingxue couldn't help laughing when she heard Long Chen say this. To deal with bad people, you should do everything you can without a trace of pity. Long Chen said with a smile. Anyway, to deal with the enemy, Long Chen will not have the slightest mercy, because Long Chen falls into their hands, and death is an extremely luxurious thing. Long Chen's mind was immersed in the chaotic space. Now, in the chaotic space, there are a total of 18 golden crows flying on the ancient Fusang wood. However, this golden crow is very strange. From which ancient hibiscus tree it was born, it will only fly around that one tree and will not fly to other trees. Long Chen suddenly discovered that after having these golden crows, the 18 ancient hibiscus trees began to grow wildly, and they were already a bit taller than those ancient Fusang trees without golden crows. This also confirms Long Chen's previous speculation that the ancient Fusang tree has not grown for a long time because it has reached its limit, and with the golden crow, it has broken through the limit and can begin to grow again. After 3 days of peace and quiet, Wanlong Nest followed the team and continued to move forward. Soon, Long Chen saw the white snow outside and the towering glaciers. At this time, the powerhouses of the White Dragon clan all walked down the Wanlong Nest, and as soon as they came out of the Wanlong Nest, the cold air of the forest rushed to their faces. Chapter 5068. Everyone walked out of Wanlong's nest, and there were already thousands of Pill Valley disciples under Wanlong's nest, neatly dressed and handing out nameplates to everyone. This nameplate is the key to enter the Skyfire Demon Realm. Anyone who wants to enter the Skyfire Demon Realm needs to be bound by identity. When the Pill Valley disciple handed over a nameplate, he needed to drop a drop of blood essence on it to bind his identity. At the beginning, Long Chen felt that this ring was the most annoying. If Dan Gu had collected his own blood before, his identity would be revealed instantly after this drop of blood. However, Long Chen's concern was dispelled by Chen Kuan Cauldron, which has extracted a drop of blood essence for Long Chen, so that he can bind with peace of mind without being seen through. Buzz, the identity plate lights up, and hundreds of different runes are activated in sequence. Obviously, the identity plate of Pill Valley is thousands of times more subtle than the nameplate of Demon City. Fortunately, there is Chen Kuan Ding to help, otherwise Long Chen may not be able to get through this ring, and I don't know how this guy Amon Yen gets through. He killed the people in Pill Valley before, and left behind a shovel to provoke him. He must be on the blacklist of Pill Valley. Once his identity is exposed, he will not be able to run. Because in the past 3 days, everyone has passed through dozens of barriers. This is already the hinterland of the Cold Sky region. If the barrier is closed, it will be a death row. Are enough. Although there are many strong people in the Bailong family, it is fortunate that the disciples of Dangu are already familiar with their work, and their work efficiency is very high. Moreover, their service attitude is very good. This is commendable. Moreover, the disciples who serve everyone are different from those in other cities. These disciples are usually only 1-star, 2-star destiny people, and their strength is not strong. But no one dared to despise them, because their collars and cuffs were embroidered with golden pills, which were the unique symbols of alchemists. Alchemists have a very high status in the cultivation world, and any force will treat them as treasures, because this profession is too scarce here. Especially in Emperor Heaven, Pill Cultivator is almost monopolized by Pill Valley, although some forces such as the Dragon family have their own alchemy halls and their own alchemy masters. But those are not very fluent. Those who are really fluent will think of coming to Brahma Pill Valley to develop and pursue higher alchemy. Those alchemists like the Long family were all those who did not pass the assessment in the Brahma Pill Valley and were rejected from the door. Later, because of their old age, they had passed the recruitment standards of others, and they had to spend their days relying on alchemy outside. And here, the alchemists personally serve them. Even the top geniuses will feel flattered and moved by the enthusiasm of Pill Valley. In particular, these Dan cultivators always have smiles on their faces, giving people a feeling of spring breeze. Here, almost no one is looking for trouble, and everything is very smooth. It was a woman who handled the nameplate for Long Chen. After finishing the process, she handed the nameplate to Long Chen and said, "May the great Brahma God bless you to obtain the desired harvest in the heavenly fire demon realm." Long Chen smiled. He can get the ideal harvest, de Brahma may turn his face. By the way, we provide free cold pills here, although you won't use them, but if you are accidentally invaded by cold air during cultivation, it will affect a person's state. You know, you are about to enter the heavenly fire demon realm. It's better to be prepared. The woman spoke and opened a box, which contained more than a dozen pearl-like medicinal pills. Long Chen glanced at it and it was not bad. It was actually a high-grade anti-cold pill, and it also had a flower pattern. Originally, Long Chen wanted to refuse. Suddenly he took one. After thanking the woman, he returned with everyone. Wanlong's nest. After all received the nameplates, everyone can enter the next area, Hantian City. When everyone returned to Wanlong's nest, Bai Yingxue and Bai Yingxian were already waiting for Long Chen. There was a high platform in front of them. On the high platform, there was a basket, which are all anti-cold pills. This is the anti-cold pill obtained by the disciples of the Bai Long family. Only a very small number of disciples have taken it. However, only in this way will it not arouse the suspicion of Pill Valley. Long Chen, I heard that you are also an alchemist. Do you have any problems with this medicine? Bai Yingxian said to Long Chen. Long Chen took out his own medicinal pill, and with a slight force on his index finger and thumb, the medicinal pill was suddenly squashed like a mud pill, rubbed slightly, and the medicinal powder was scattered in the air. However, under the control of Long Chen, the medicine powder did not spread out, and the fragrance was overflowing, and Long Chen did not see anything special. Long Chen opened his big hand, and a flame wrapped all the medicinal powder. Long Chen used his hand as a furnace and began to refine the medicinal powder. Buzzing. When the medicinal powder rapidly circulated from powder to liquid, and then from liquid to solid, forming the shape of an elixir, a destroyed elixir was successfully refined again. Long Chen slipped a hand slightly, but Bai Yingxian and Bai Yingxue were shocked. Although they didn't know about alchemy, they knew that after a pill was destroyed, it would be more difficult to refine it than to refine it directly. Hundreds of times. The medicinal pill that originally had only one splendid pattern, after being re-refined by Long Chen, actually had 3 splendid patterns. Not only did the quality not drop, but it improved, which was amazing. The medicinal pill was suspended in the palm of Long Chen, and the flames were flowing, and the milky white divine light was floating like spider silk. Looking at the spider silk, Long Chen said, "There is no problem with the technique, but there is a little faith in it." "The power of belief, what is that for?" Bai Yingxue asked. "Even after eating it, it will not have any effect on the body, nor will it be harmful to the soul of a person, but it will have a sense of intimacy with Brahma. Brahma Pill Valley is very smart. It is difficult to detect problems with this kind of elixir. Even if there is a problem, there is actually no problem." Long Chen said, "What do you say?" Bai Yingxian was puzzled. During alchemy, the disciple's faith is firm, and the power of faith will automatically be inhaled into the elixir, which is not intentional. In other words, they claim that this medicine pill has been blessed by Brahma God Venerable, and others can't say anything. Just because the medicine pill has the power of faith, they can't say that there is a problem with their medicine pill, so this can't be regarded as evidence. Long Chen said. Although Long Chen knew that Bai Yingxian hoped that there was something wrong with this medicine pill, or even poisonous, it would affect people's sanity and come to seek refuge in Pill Valley, but the truth was the truth, and Long Chen couldn't lie. Hearing this, Bai Yingxian was a little disappointed. Long Chen said, "Senior, don't worry, based on what I know about Brahma Pill Valley, this is just a foreshadowing for them, there must be follow-up later, you keep these pills, you will definitely in the future. It works." Hearing what Long Chen said, Bai Yingxian nodded. She was indeed a little too hasty. How could it be so easy to overthrow the Brahma Pill Valley? Boom! When the Wanlong nest of the White Dragon clan was introduced to the temporary habitat prepared for them, Long Chen looked outside and couldn't help but jump, because he saw the endless Wanlong nest. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.